Right, here we go. Ooh. Are we all good? Yeah, here we go then. Time for the US GP 2023. Enough of this sprint nonsense that we've had to put up with. This is all about the main race where Max Verstappen is going to have to come through the field, which I think everyone wants to see, right? Everyone wants to see that. Right, hopefully we are live, everyone. Do let me know. Do let me know. Oh, looks like we are live. Very nice. Let me get the chat up here as well. Get the old chat up. Ah, here we are. Here, everyone's hanging out here in chat. Everyone's hanging out in chat. Chai is there, T's there, Laku's there, Bebop's there, Vlaka's there, Super Symmetry, Kate, Jarsu, Evie, Sam, Grazia S, JS, Remo File is there as well, and Paolo Paglia, and Stefania Casaletto, and Jules72, and Malongo. Awesome. Yeah, there's 1 hour to go. I need to sort this timer out. When does this one... Is that a 40-minute timer? Okay. When there's 40 minutes to go, so in 15 minutes, I need to remember to start that timer. That is the one thing I need to be responsible for. Scott, Kireth, the main Forza guy. What's the main everything guy, to be honest? We just hit everything up. What's my favourite movie? It's got to be the Gran Turismo movie, because it's the only movie that I'm in. Welcome Dion as well. Sundeep in the house. What are we thinking then, chat? Let's just get straight to business. Let's get straight to business, which is Max Verstappen going to win this race? Get the fan on. Will Max Verstappen win today? Yes or no? That's it. Yes or no? I mean, his track deletion has caused... Well, it's given us some excitement. So thank you very much, Max, for not being very good with track limits. How did I feel I was losing South Africa? Well, I've made my opinions clear on it. I think we let South Africa get away with that massively. I think Owen Farrell should have won us that game, frankly. Just a few more drops and not back-chatting and giving away 3 points. Soon as Pollard came on, we needed to drop absolutely every time we even sniffed the 22. Because as soon as they put Pollard on, it was like, okay, well, this is going to be a points game now, isn't it? Welcome to Correspond Black. Chaya says winning, yes. Welcome Anchi as well. Chaya says winning, yes, but not without a fight. Super Century. Of course Max wins by 20 seconds unless he's taken out T1. Well, he won yesterday comfortably, but, you know, he had to defend hard from Charles at the beginning. Then Lewis came through pretty hard, but couldn't manage the pace. Or maybe it's all mind games. Maybe Miss Hades saying, hang on, we can have a real crack here. Anthony Joshua is in town. Stefania, while waiting, I was seeing your video of how cheap can be Monaco. Yes, indeed. If you want to go to the... Oh, Prince Harry is here as well. By the way, who saw the premiere last night of my journey to become a real-world racing driver? Let me know if you saw it. Let me know what you think of that video. And if you haven't seen it, you got to make a note to watch it. You have to, if you're here and you like racing, you really need to watch that video. That came out yesterday. How to become a real world racing driver, or whatever it's called. Zach says he will crash with Hamilton. Evie's hoping for a first win for Lando. Yeah, I think Lando was on a real charge yesterday. In fact, he was not too far off the podium. So Lando is probably the sensible money bet in this race, I would say. Laku saying Oscar Piastri's winning. Kate saying Hamilton. David Joe Klotz, hello. I'm hoping Lewis has a good car today. He's the only driver that can beat Max in a fight. I mean, I don't know if people saw, right? There was a news conference yesterday, and it was Lewis, Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, and Max Verstappen as the top three from the sprint. And Max Verstappen was asked, "What do you think about the sprint format?" And he said, "You know, if I'm going to be honest, I don't like it because everyone knows everything now." And he went on a little bit of a rant. And then the interviewer asked the same question to Lewis Hamilton. Rather than Lewis Hamilton being diplomatic and saying, "Yeah, I can see what Max is saying," blah blah blah, he said, "Actually, to be honest, I really don't agree. I think the fans love it. I think the attendance is up, and I think it's really good for the fans." So there's a little bit of spice there. It wasn't conciliatory or diplomatic in any way. So I reckon Lewis Hamilton is keeping his psychological options open. Psychological options are being left open there. Because if it hots up next year... The thing is, right, if it does hot up next year between Mercedes and Red Bull, then I'm sorry, Sergio Perez probably ain't going to cut it as his second driver. Right? I mean, that's the reality of it. Red Bull might not have the luxury of having a driver like Sergio Perez just completely get washed and still dominate everything. That might not be able to happen. Vlatko 125 move for improvement. Vlatko was there. Stefani was there as well. Very nice. Bebop, awesome video yesterday. Can't wait for the race. Well, here we go. The race video is premiering today. The race video is premiering after the race. How about that? Who did the edit today? Even though they're not feeling well, who did the edit? This guy right here. So we're going to go into the race video. And I can't wait to share that with you. I think it's going to be awesome. It's going to be pure, unfiltered racing today. Sam, when will the race start? The race will start in 51 minutes. So we're here for the sort of race build-up. Aston developments with both Aston Martins will be starting from the pit lane. I think reverting back, their upgrades made no sense, essentially. That's the outcome of it. Thanks, Chaya. Isabel, yeah, exactly. Isabel, hang on, Isabel's ahead of me here. Isabel's like our pit lane reporter. What else, Isabel? What else have you got down from the pit lane? Natasha, the rest of the drivers all say, I mean, that is gamesmanship, though. If any of them stand a chance, they don't want to put the pressure on themselves. They say, oh yeah, Max is going to win this, Max is going to win it. But I reckon anyone ahead of Max in this race will know this one is more up for grabs than most races recently. How am I feeling? Oh, you know what? I'm just fed up of feeling ill, so I was like, screw it. I don't care if I'm ill. I'm just going to edit some videos and create some content for my viewers. Because life's too short to be ill. I don't want to come across as a nutcase, but I just don't like being ill. David, are you Tifosi? You're just wearing a shirt. I am born and bred Tifosi. Born and bred Tifosi. And you know what happens, chat? You know what happens when I wear the Ferrari shirt? Chat will know. Chat will know. When we wear the Ferrari shirt, good things happen for Ferrari. That is no joke. Sam, such a shame Aston Martin... Yeah, Aston Martin had turned into Laston Martin, unfortunately. Bit of a retrograde step. I mean, not sure how much Lance Stroll is contributing to that. Oh, Isabel just saw it from WTF1 on Insta. Okay. Vince was interesting. You need to improve, of course. Vince is like, no, you still need to improve, mate. Still need to improve. Well, we'll see today. We'll see in the premiere. So we've got double rating for you today. We've got the Formula 1, and then we've got some actual POV racing from myself. What a celebration of racing it is today. Very lucky. Sainz won in Singapore. That's what happened. And what a stream we had in Singapore, by the way. In Singapore, we had 14,000 people watching at one time. And for a completely unsponsored enterprise, that is frankly unheard of. That is literally, we're breaking new ground. So please hit that like button. Smash that like button right now on 34 likes. Let's pump those likes up, chat. We're too amateur on the like front. I'm telling you, there are other streams out there that are just way more mechanized than we are on the likes. We're too avant-garde on the like front. Lackey, who else's favourite movie is Cars 2? Is there any honey left? No, I've eaten all the honey. I've eaten the whole jar of honey. I'm basically Winnie the Pooh. Do you think Stroll will be let time mini goes anytime soon? Nope, don't think so. Then they give him another chance next season. I mean, who's going to go to Papa Stroll and say, "Hey, look, the data really, you know, we should think about who's going to be that person." Papa Stroll is going to be like, "I appreciate your opinion," and as they're walking away, just like, get rid of them. Get rid of them. So that's what I think about the Lance Stroll situation. Most people thinking that Max Verstappen is going to win this race. However, we have hashtag 44 likes. We are blessed. We are blessed on the like front. Chaya saw a meme on Insta saying the driver in P1 or P2 wins this race. Yeah, front row before. But, I mean, anything can happen. I'm surprised that the front two haven't come together before off the start here. Vince saying Alonso might do it. Jasu saying hello. Uday in the house as well. Very nice. Uday saying Vettel should return and replace Stroll. I feel like Vettel is hankering for a return, but I just think Vettel's done mentally. Like, Vettel was a little bit washed at the end of his Aston Martin years. Let's not forget that. Evie, do you think Sargent will crash today? I'm going to go yes. I'm going to go yes on the Sargent crash today. I think he'll lose the back end in the S's or something. Laku says Oscar's going to win. We'll see. Captain Nationator, hello, buddy. So, yeah. 5 minutes to go until we're going to do our timer. Because that's how we operate here. Liam, so I think they might put Ricciardo in the Red Bull, and then I think they might call up Liam Lawson to the AlphaTauri, or Tsunoda will replace Fernando at Aston Martin, and then Lawson will come in to replace Tsunoda. We'll see. Craig loves Metallica. Hey mate, greetings from Croatia. Craig, just on the just randomly, Craig, let us know who your favourite band is. Russell on the radio, I've lost the button on the back of the brake magic. So things already not going well for Russell. He's got some issue as he's just circulating on track, doing some insulation laps before he'll rock up to the grid. Vince Vettel wants to spend more time with family. Yeah, Vettel needs to... honestly, I think Sergio Perez should just go and do, like, WEC. Really. That's what I think he should do. Go and do WEC, he'll love it. And I think he'd be a very good driver in WEC. He can just manage the tyres for days. Welcome to the UDC crew, all of the crewdom in the house. Very nice. And how will the Haas's do today? I mean, it is a home Grand Prix of Haas, and they just are flattering to deceive. So how will the Haas's do? Craig says Metallica. I would never have guessed that, Craig. Honestly, that is... You can never stereotype people. That's what that shows. How long till lights out? In 4 minutes, I'll be able to put a timer up. They'll let us know. Isabel, Pflug. I also think they'll put Lawson, AlphaTauri, and Ricciardo. The same as me, basically. Vince Perez could try Formula E. Formula E all locked. Well, Formula E is going to be interesting next season because a lot of the drivers have WEC drives. In fact, the DS Penske team is basically the same as the Peugeot hypercar team. So there's going to be some clashes there. And even some of the rookie drivers, like Jack Aitken is a rookie driver for Envision, who did very well last season. In fact, Envision won the team championship last season, didn't they? But he drives for IMSA. He drives in IMSA and WEC, doesn't he? So, not sure how that's going to work out. Bebop always valued dedication to the tree spirit. We race at one. Very nice. Welcome, Musa. Isabel, I don't think Haas is going to be in the points. You never know. You never know here. Sprint weekends can be a bit unusual, can't they? By the way, let's get an indication. What do people think about the sprint? Do people like the sprint? So because of the sprint, we had yesterday sprint qualifying and a sprint race. Was that worthwhile, or would people just prefer normal qualifying and then we go into the race? Does it lessen the race, or does it just add some extra excitement for free? Yeah, De Vries coming back. He's back in Formula E. He's a former champion in Formula E. So good to see him back there. Very interesting calendar for Formula E. They go to Mexico, Saudi Arabia, go to Japan, go to Cape Town, go to India. Not going to Indonesia this year. They go to the USA, go to London, go to Italy, although the track isn't confirmed. Go to Berlin, where they race in the airport, and they're testing in a couple of days, literally a couple of days, in Valencia. Matthew Haas, they got what it takes, very nice. Hooked on sprint is a waste of fuel and tyres. Captain wants normal qualifying. Chai, I get the extra excitement, but I'm neutral on it. Vince, I like the sprint, but I would like them to try... Yeah, I think they should do reverse grid. Sasha, Netherlands is in the house for us. We'll do a nations check in a little bit. Prithvi, who do you think did worse? Logan Sargent or Nick De Vries? Nick De Vries. Tough question, that. You could argue that Nick wasn't really given enough time. But Logan, no one can dispute that he's massively out-qualified consistently by his teammate. What flavour chips tonight? Well, I never eat chips. Chips is not a streaming food. So set the timer. Here we go then. Let's set the timer. Bosh. Now no one can say that we don't have timers. If anyone comes in and says, "Where's your timer?" There it is. Christopher Russell says BS is in the house. Very nice. Mark Johnson, tonight's snacks, tortillas, hot chili, nachos with salsa and guacamole, and an ice cold FS or two. Very nice. Very nice. You've gone for a bit of a... Hang on, you've gone for a Mexican style. Have you crossed signals there? Is that meant to be from Mexico? Super Century, you can get out, frankly. Super GT in the house. Craig loves the Metallica. Will Ricciardo make the top 10? I would love to see Ricciardo make the top 10. I feel like Ricciardo needs to really get some momentum again, because there was so much hype when he rejoined. Red Bull obviously loved that. So did Formula 1. It's just good for the sport, good for the eyeballs, good for the impressions. But he's obviously needs to rebuild that now. William, when does the race start? William, please. Don't test me. Vince, F1 cars have more buttons than the plane cockpit. Nick expected to learn everything so quickly. Formula E is way more complicated when it comes to steering wheels than Formula 1. Formula E, they deliberately limit the communication between the driver and the engineer to lower costs. Engineers to lower costs. So the driver has to do pretty much everything to do with the car. And there's about... I mean, I have a video ready to go on it. I just haven't released it because I don't think it'll get any views. But I have a video where I run through a Formula E steering wheel with the head of engineering at Nissan. It's pretty mad. So I don't think that's the reason. Mexican Turkish fusion, very nice. No worries, Super Symmetry. We all have our lapses there. What lap will Max get into first? Well, the Red Bull's just so good everywhere, but it's pretty good on tyre as well. If Max can outlast people, he can just go really long as other people pit, and then he'll get clear air, and he can use that time in clear air to, you know, basically overtake them while they're in the pits. Martin Goodison thinks Lewis Hamilton will win. Wow. Okay. C20, what we think about Scott Mansell saying he's going to drive? Well, I spent a lot of time with Scott Mansell this year in different countries, and we chatted a lot about this. Some of it actually confidential. But he's very excited about it. You can tell, like, this is a real project for him. So I really hope he essentially gets the funding to make it happen. I just don't know whether it's the right macroeconomic climate right now. You'd think 15 years ago you'd have multiple companies jumping on this idea. But now I just don't know who's going to be... You probably have to go with a big gambling sponsor, I think. And then, you know, it's all about the gamble. Will it work or not? I don't know. But I've spoken with him about it for a long time now. He's really excited. Lorenzo Viglianco says Leclerc can actually win this time if Ferrari gets right the strategy. Well, Ferrari don't exactly have the best track record or strat. Black saying lap 4, Rob saying lap 10. Holly Barrett, what time does the race start for British time? 8 p.m. BST. BST? Has anyone looked out? Actually, to be fair, where I am, none of the trees are losing their leaves. So I'm actually... I think the climate's a bit messed up, to be honest. M19 Chem 4, we just bottled it, mark my words. Rude Van Loon, a harder question is, what will the second Red Bull do? Yeah, well, what if Sergio Perez can nip on the heels of a few drivers and cause them problems? Welcome, Dino. Berg saying lap 23. Max will take the lead. Welcome, Dan Mage. Chempies as well. Davina James, hello everyone. Hope you all have a great race. I hope we all have a great race as well. Good to see everyone in the chat. Good to see everyone. Feels like a long time since we've done a big race stream. And it's the USA and it's a Sunday night and we got the big premiere. Does everyone have to... Vince says, did everyone have to pit and use 2 different compounds? Yes. In Formula 1 you have to use 2 different compounds. At least 2. So you can go medium soft, medium hard, soft hard. Usually... increasingly the soft tyre is not really a race tyre. We saw Carlos Sainz go on the soft tyre in the sprint weirdly, and I reckon that was mainly to gather information for the race, to be honest. No, I'm pretty sure it's we're starting at 8 p.m. UK time because Sky are like... we definitely are because the cars are on the grid. So unless they're going to be on the grid for 3 hours, this race is starting pretty damn soon. And it's a busy grid here. This is where we had the Megan Thee Stallion incident, didn't we? Megan Gate. Will Lando get his first race win? Oh, it could happen. I think best case scenario here, sorry Max fans, is that Max crashes out and then we have an actual mad battle to win the race here. That is the best case scenario for us. But it's Formula 1, anything can happen. Sasha says, yesterday Max went with 10 seconds in front of everything. How many seconds take Max today? Maybe a minute. Maybe. Hooked on, do you think Mick Schumacher will return? Well, he is the reserve driver from Mercedes. He is here this weekend. And he was, you know, very good in the lower formulas. But it's very competitive at the top. It's very competitive, isn't it? I mean, who... Mick Schumacher... You'd say the most likely place for Mick Schumacher is somewhere like Haas, but he already drove for Haas and got dropped. Jackie Stewart's here and Rory McIlroy. 2 legends of 2 different sports. I'm trying to see who else is here. I thought that was Mick Foley, but it's not. Martin Brundle's here, ready to cause some absolute carnage again. Welcome Sim Salabim. Chat, how do you rate my grid walks compared to Martin Brundle's? If you say Martin Brundle does 10 out of 10 grid walks, for those of you that have seen my grid walk videos when I'm on the grid, how do they compare out of 10? Out of 10 compare. You could also say that Mick Schumacher really, you know, had his chance, unfortunately. I think the bigger question is, why is someone like Jake Dennis, who was Red Bull test driver for a long time, who's won Formula E World Championship, what does Jake Dennis need to do to be in the conversation? So I sat next to Jake Dennis on the plane back from Rome. He just won the Rome E Prix in Formula E. He just won it. champagne, celebration, trophies. I sat next to her on the plane, and it was like we were in a different world. It's like we were just chatting about normal stuff. It's like the profile, his profile is... I don't think he really got the boost in profile that he deserved, perhaps. I don't know. Kind of worked for Nick DeVrido, didn't it? Pro Street B, I don't think Mick will make any real name in F1. Vince, Megan did not show respect to our legend Martin, and she hit her bodyguard for not dealing with what she thinks is an annoying reporter. Alan Moore's rated it 1 out of 1. Thank you very much, Alan. High rating. Daniel Jacket was 11. Okay, so we've got 2 ratings in there. But we'll take it. Welcome, Martin. Good to see you. Noel Spencer's here as well. Good to have Noel Spencer in the house, obviously. Wouldn't be a stream without Noel. And yeah, next up is going to be the grid walk, so I'll let you know what happens. And we'll see. I mean, I think worst case scenario, if you're neutral, is that Max Verstappen just somehow gets through turn 1 and ends up in P3. But he'd have to be very brave and get. I mean, it's such a funnel. It's one of the most exciting turn 1s I think in racing. Is Formula 1 at Aston. It's a very exciting turn 1, lap 1. So I want to see how it's going to work. Copper saying hopefully Carlos Chad Sainz wins. Yeah, the smooth chatterator. Isabel, I feel like former Formula E racers don't have a good reputation. So I mean, Stoffel Van Dorn was in Formula 1. He went and won Formula E. He's here this weekend with Aston Martin. Felipe Drugovich is a rookie driver for Maserati in Formula E. He's an F2 champion. He's a reigning F2 champion, isn't he? Very unusual to have a reigning F2 champion sort of just completely out in the cold like that. Simpson, did that crash MX-5? You have to see in the videos. Yes, Prithvi, my bold guess, Russell crashes into Verstappen. He was practicing yesterday. I mean, if someone crashes into Verstappen, every other driver would be like, thank you very much for taking that. Who wants to take the 5-second penalty for taking out Max Verstappen? Oh, there's an advert for McDonald's and I haven't eaten. Hang on, $4.79 for a double cheeseburger, chips and a drink. That is obscenely expensive. But I was thinking, I know McDonald's prices have gone up now. McDonald's was so cheap, it probably did contribute massively to obesity because it's like, it's so cheap, it's almost financially irresponsible not to eat at McDonald's. So they just subsidised obesity. So maybe I shouldn't complain that McDonald's is now a bit more expensive. Maybe. Chai, apparently Stroll's a bit forgetful. He apparently rolled onto the grid to take position, but he's supposed to start from the grid. How do you make that mistake if you're starting from the pits and you roll onto the grid? Deary me. Aston Martin. What is going on at Aston Martin? Or can we just put it down to classic Lance Stroll? Oh wait, we have a timer, my friend. We have a timer. You know what? I need to move these edible straws because I paste them right in front of my screen. I can't see anything. Damage, disengaging to move to next interview is tricky. I think you were great, but I'd like to see more jokes and less normal race questions. Is that the feedback on my grid walks? So you want more jokes and less race questions. Okay. Come on, chat. I think the reality is, the sad reality is that no one else in chat has seen my grid walks, and therefore no one else can provide feedback. That's the reality, isn't it, chat? Sometimes you just got to face reality. Lando Norris on his way to the grid. Someone who will fancy himself today, I think. And he was on a charge yesterday, so he's obviously feeling good. Hamilton looking good. Norris looking good. Leclerc was looking decent as well. There's a lot of drivers feel like they're coming into form this part of the season. And, well, Max Verstappen is not in first place. That's the reality of it. Lawrence Gray, question, what do you think about Hamilton? In what sense? I think Hamilton has recovered a little bit more zest, and I wonder if that's because he's got some more information about how next year's car is looking like. Because he's got a bit, as I said earlier in the stream, he's got a little bit more spice around him. A little bit more spice. Oh, I just saw the contact between, I think it was Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz and Oscar Piastri yesterday. That's why Oscar Piastri must have been struggling all race. So Oscar Piastri might feel like he has a little bit to prove here. Only 26 minutes to go, everyone. Let's do a nations check. Let's do a nations check, everyone. Exclamation mark nations. Let us know in the comments where in the world you're watching from. I'm interested to know, is it going to be Europe? Is it going to be USA, Canada? Is it going to be rest of world? What about Africa? What about the Asian subcontinent? Let's see. I'm interested in this one. Right, Laku, Finland, Loris, Jamaica, Kate, UK, Dan, US, Vlatka, Croatia, Matthew, France, China, Netherlands. It's looking pretty European, but there we go. Oasis, Pakistan, Super Symmetry, England, Eton, USA, Prithvi, India, Grazia S, Poland, VNEC, US, Remo Flays from South Africa. Get out of here after yesterday. Goonie from UK, Bebot from some other planet, Tufik from South Africa as well, Cole from Barbados, Craig in Croatia, Kartik in India, Bebop Canada, Isabel France but is from Germany, Dale New Zealand, Luke from the US, Steve from France, Sebastian Zimbabwe, Mr. Ursong from both Trinidad and Tobago, Massim from Bangladesh, Kartik India. Kartik, you've already voted. Itch2 Poland, Natasha Netherlands, Bolivians in the Pitcairn Islands. Wow. SoCal Salty from USA, M Nut is from Tunisia, New from Malaysia. Okay, I'm getting a rest of the world sort of when I say rest of the world, I'm getting a very global vibe. Non-domination by any country. Jerome, South Africa. In fact, I'm getting too many South Africa after yesterday. I'm too sensitive about South Africa. Noel's watching from London. Remo, you voted about 10 times. Your timekeeping is as good as Ben O'Keefe. Christoph is driving, so stay safe. Marcella from South Africa. Okay, I feel like South Africa has won it again. Okay, Martin Brundle's doing the grid war. I'll let you know what's going on. Who's he found? Rory McIlroy, presumably. Oh, it's Mark Webber, who you won't want to speak to. And Damon Hill, who he might want to speak to. Because obviously Mark is with a rival broadcaster, Channel 4, but also an agent for a lot of the drivers, including Oscar Piastri. Also, I think owns a production company. He's chatting with Damon. Damon, I'm not sure Damon's on Sky F1 duty here, so maybe he's here with someone else. Miguel's from Madeira, very nice. That's where Ronaldo's from. Cameron Salah, oh no. So yeah, chatting with Damon. I don't. When I've done a grid walk, if anyone who's seen my my interview with Jaden Smith, I tend to do it a little bit ad hoc. I like to come in ad hoc. I know some people like Martin Brundle like to sort of, I think, pre-arrange who they're going to speak to. 9, why is it saying 9 PM? What do you mean, what's saying 9 PM? What do you mean? What and who is saying 9 PM? Oh, Anthony Joshua's here, AJ. A man who's been on Sky a lot. Is AJ going to speak to Martin Brundle? Let's see. He's not breaking his conversation. He's speaking with some sort of Canadian astronaut. It's a bit awkward. Brundle's just sat there. Is he going to get in? Oh, AJ's still not chatting with him. AJ's still not chatting with Martin Brundle. Oh, no. Well, this is dramatic. Anthony Joshua is not chatting with Martin Brundle. He's speaking with the Canadian astronaut. And Martin Brundle might have to back out of this one. AJ, what are you doing? Think of the audience, the collaboration. You know, you need to get the fans on your side because you're a little bit washed now. Chatted a lot of nonsense after the second Usyk fight. Oh no, AJ is just not speaking with Martin Brundle. Brundle's going to have to... Oh, Anthony Joshua is just not speaking with him. Oh no. Okay, is he going to get a word? Is he going to get a word in? Martin Brundle, no, he's still hanging around. Here we go. The astronauts left. The astronauts left. And here comes Anthony Joshua into the conversation. Very nice. All is well. I think the executive members at Sky were about to have a heart attack there. For this carefully choreographed, organic looking, but structured for months meeting between Martin Brundle and Anthony Joshua in a big Sky collaboration here. Welcome, Jay. Prithvi, a part of me wants Ocon to be on the podium. I would love to see an Alpine on the podium again. They've had a few podiums this season. Mark's happy, okay. Welcome, Priya Darshini Parmakar. Good to have you on board as always. You know what? Anthony Joshua has always chatted a lot of nonsense. He's just... You can afford to do that when you're the heavyweight champion of the world. But he has always chatted a lot of nonsense, let's be honest. New saying it's 2:35 here, very late. Richard's watching from New Zealand. Very nice. Wow, this interview with Anthony Joshua has just gone on for way too long. I don't know what they're talking about. Anthony he fights nobodies at the moment. Things need to... Damn, did he just do a 125 base? He's shaving off 10 seconds. Yes, I did. If you saw the video. And the next video in the series is premiering tonight. Immediately following the F1 on this channel, there is the premiere of my first real-world race in Spain. So we'll see the F1 and then we'll see my real-world race. So it's back-to-back tonight. Back-to-back content for you. You don't want to miss it. Going to be more. There's more overtakes in the Formula 1, I guarantee that. Theodorus van der Oosthuizen from South Africa. That's South Africans in the house. Only 21 minutes to go. And Martin Brundle's still chatting away to Anthony Joshua here. Jay's watching the race in Bled. Having the flu is horrible. Yes. No one likes being ill. Priya says it's midnight in India. Very nice. Themios, what do you think about Aston Martin? Well, they're giving it a different go. They've rolled the dice. I just wonder whether they could have done something differently in the sprint race yesterday. Didn't we see Lance Stroll box at the end of the sprint race as well? Did I crash the MX-5? You'll have to see. You'll have to see. Did I win this trophy? Did I win it? You'll have to see. You just have to see, chat. You just have to see. Martin says Groningen. Okay, very nice. Right, who's this? Alright, here's Rory McIlroy. Another person who appears on Sky a lot in golf. Wow, Sky control a lot of sports, don't they? F1, cricket, golf, boxing. I don't really control boxing. Football. Have Sky been a force for good or a force for bad in sports, would you say? Yes, they've added a lot of money. They've paid... Well, what Sky do is they pay a lot for the broadcast rights and they charge their customers a lot. So, you know, would it be better to have less money in the sports but more accessible? Would it be better if Formula 1 was free to air? So that any kid, you know, anywhere in the UK could be watching this right now and be inspired, or has the money from the Sky rights elevated the sport and helped it reach new levels? That is a very important philosophical question, actually. Marcelo was really impressed with the consistency in the MX-5. Well, when we're in the F1 car, we'll see if we can keep that consistency. Things Need Today says, Ola to all the Indians staying late in India. Very committed F1 fans in India. Do you guys have an F1 broadcaster over there? I know sports rights can be a little bit interesting in India. Downforce says free F1. Natasha, we don't have Sky Sports Netherlands. Here's Patrick Dempsey. Now, Patrick Dempsey, I actually don't know anything he's acted in, but I do know that he's a decent racing driver. And I think, doesn't he own Dempsey Proton Motorsport? Porsche team? But Patrick Dempsey is someone that, one of these actors that gets very serious about motorsport, a bit like the Fassbender. The man who can bend the Fass with his own hands. Also went to Le Mans and binned it in the Porsche curves, didn't he, this year? Was that old Fassy, if I remember? Oh, Lord MBR in the chat, everyone. Chat, we need, if you know, you know. We need to get our MBR emojis out for Lord MBR. Chat, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. I can already see a few. If you are a member watching and you got the MBR emoji, it's only right we get out those MBRs for Lord MBR. Gracing us with his presence. Welcome back, MBR. Hope you're well. F1 time, having driven the MX-5, do you have better ideas to make sim better? Ooh. Well, I feel like for road cars with a manual gearbox, now I see why you need to have a shifter. Where is it? And I do have a shifter that I've never connected, but I will connect it now. Because I lost a lot of time where I could have been progressing because I could not downshift correctly, essentially. Oh, look at the chat coming out. Prithvi, who's your current favourite boxer? Who's my favourite boxer right now? Boxing is in such a weird space right now. It's hard to look past Canelo. I mean, he just fights anyone regularly. So, you know, you pound for pound, I think you just got to rate Canelo, haven't you? I'm happy to pay for F1, but Sky Sports is too expensive. You don't watch a lot of other sports. Gune, I think during the BBC era we have a lot more casual fans. Whereas now it's more hardcore fans making the bulk of the fan base in the UK. Not sure about rest of the world. Here is Max Verstappen with the ice pack on. He might not be used to starting so far down the grid. He's going to be making his way up now for the anthems. Very important the drivers are there for the anthems. FIA is like madly hot on that. They'd probably fine you that £1 million if you were like 3 milliseconds late for the anthem. Martin's Holy Lord MBR, yes, Lord MBR gracing with a presence. Mine's going to be Javonta Davies. Who else is coming through here? It's Oscar Piastri. Martin Brundle famously, not famously, but ghosted him at Qatar. Just started chasing after someone else. And Oscar sort of laughed. Oscar's a very chilled out guy, I feel like. He's at the stage of his career where he can be chilled out. I think, look, if you're Oscar Piastri right now, what a spot to be in. He's a rookie. The car is better than perhaps people had anticipated. He's basically got zero pressure, I would say. And that must be really unleashing his potential. Really freeing him up. Bilal saying Terence Crawford is the best boxer in the world pound for pound. Yeah, but Terence Crawford, you can't promote a fight. No one's going to watch a fight with Bud Crawford. Hi Wizard says change your poll question, Lamau. Better one would be Sergio scoring point. Oh yeah, let me change it. No, get out. I'm not going to change it. Chai, Kireth came in too late. What's the story about Lord MBR? It's not a story. It's a legend. It's a legend. I'll let someone say it because it was absolute carnage. Bebop, Sky TV makes me feel like I'm in the ground. With Sky TV, you're basically on the track. Do you think I could do voiceovers? Sky TV. Pay £1 million and watch Formula 1 for 1 year. Martin, when the planets are all standing in one line, then Lord MBR turns up. What's latest on Lawson? Lawson is not here. Lawson is not here. Oh, get out of here, ESPN. Never liked you, ESPN. What a shape. I clicked it. I tried to hide it. Ah, mods there. I ended up going to this, and there was nothing there. ESPN. Ever since they were bought by Disney. Lumphao sounds like a country name. Yeah, we got the best mods in the game here. That's what I said to F1 Academy. I said to F1 Academy, they broadcast the F1 Academy race. It was just horrendous sexism all the way through. It completely undermined the point of what they were trying to do. It had the opposite effect. And I said, look, we'll stream it for you. And we got the best mods in the game. I believe it's US anthem time. It is one of the all-time anthems. They've got fireworks. They've got flags. Is there going to be a flyover? Oh, surely it's going to be a flyover. This is America. What's going to be in the flyover? Is it going to be a B? Is it going to be a B2? I'm going to let you know. Even the cheerleaders, they're all singing the anthem. Very nice. Logan Sargent is standing very tall. What's going to be in the flyover? What's going to be in the flyover? Surely there's going to be a flyover here. Yeah, I literally clicked it. A10 Warthog. Did I put my Ferrari shirt on for good luck? Oh, something's coming. Is something coming? I need to describe to you what military aircraft this is going to be in the flyover. Daniel Ricciardo's got his chops. I couldn't see what it is. Chat, is anyone watching at Circuit of the Americas? I literally don't know what was in the flyover. I don't even know if there was a flyover because the sky just cut out of it. Ah, man. I've never been to an event. Actually, I've never been to an event with a flyover. And I have seen sports events in the US. Ian says Russell will bend over for Max. I don't think so. Why would he do that? Why would he do that? Fortunately, the cheerleaders, they got half their outfits missing. Something must have gone wrong there in the delivery. Mohammed bin Suleiman's here with Stefano Dimincali. They're high-fiving the kids. Yeah, nice. Stefano has the weirdest high five. It's like this. Like he's touching someone whose hand is burning him. Now there's cowboys. Now there's cowboys on the track. Who are they they're here to round up Lance Stroll. Actual cowboys on the track, everyone. No flyover today. Oh, I'd love to see a C5 Galaxy doing a flyover. Charles Leclerc is spraying some deodorants. You can take the person out of Monaco. Who was sex about F1 Academy? Basically all the people commenting in the chat there. They don't have a chat like we do. Like we have not just a very good chat, we have like the best chat in the game. But the F1 Academy did not have that. Chai just says yeehaw, very nice. David, I thought F1 banned military flyovers. Can you confirm? Can people confirm? F1 banned military flyovers. Ah, I didn't know that. I guess it is an international thing, isn't it? Whereas at NFL or whatever, they just, the whole point is a flyover, isn't it? Welcome to Soldat. A brilliant chat to say the least. Yes, that's us, everyone. We're a brilliant chat to say the least. Oh, now's the time, by the way. Now's the time. With 9 minutes to go, please, 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 make sure right now you like the stream. Please share the stream. Share the stream right now. So under the stream, you might have to come out of full screen, depending on which one. There's a share button, a red one. Hit that share button. Share it on whatever your favourite platform is. Twitter, Insta, Facebook, YouTube. And feel free to tag me because I'm on all of them. I'm on all of them. So please share and tag. That's absolutely massive. We did it in Singapore. And we ended up welcoming... hopefully... oh, I've got my tea as well. Hopefully welcoming a lot of people to Formula 1. Which is very exciting. Black has already shared it. Black is a sharing pro. And MBR Andretti in a Renault car badged as a caddy till 2026. Well, I heard that didn't the Renault option to supply engines expire? KS is shared with the family. Very nice. Under the stream. Yes, indeed. And Ace is actually watching your live with my friend. There we go. Fun for all the friends and family. Get out of here, ESPN. We don't need your spam. Oh, I've got so much honey in this tea. Oh, might be too much honey in this tea, actually. Could possibly be too much honey in the tea. Can you have too much honey in tea? Maybe you can't. I think when Andretti join, because they got the FIA dispensation now, we will wonder why Andretti would never part of F1 in the first place, because they are a serious outfit. They're better than Haas. Formula E World Champions as well, beating their factory team, because they take the factory Porsche powertrain and they beat Porsche handily. And they also smashed the Jaguar teams, even though Jaguar probably had the best powertrain last season. H4R1, how is Max at P6, chat? He got track limits in qualifying. They have the biggest flag in the world here at Circuit Americas. Like, turn 1 just goes into, like, it's literally a flag the size of Puerto Rico. Adam Driver's here with Ferrari to do some promotion. He's a cool guy, Adam Driver. Ex-Marine, although I'll never get the money back I spent seeing his latest movie where he went back in time to fight dinosaurs. That was terrible. If I knew the name, I would not recommend it to people. Yeah, since yesterday I've had a whole tub of honey. And I don't know how I've gone so long in my life without smashing honey, to be honest.
And just remind you to use the pit limiter in the pit lane.
Right, the question is now, do I go to the race preparation? And I believe the answer is yes. I always need to time this right. It's always a little bit sketchy. But we will do it. Bear with me. MBR, some will be full supply Andretti power plants. I imagine it's full. Well, it won't be full because Ford are partnered with Red Bull. Anyone remember that? Ford are coming into F1 as well. And if you go to the website f1ord.com, guess where it takes you? Someone go to F1, like F number 1, ord.com, and let me know where it takes you, given that Ford are coming into Formula 1. Brendan says Manuka honey is the best in the world. I don't know. Black wondering how honey can be crunchy, but this one is crunchy. Yeah, Ricardo's beard. You know what? Should I go for it? So to do Ricardo's beard, I just have to... By the way, I lost my shaver when I went to Gran Canaria, which is 2 weeks ago, to do the racing. I must have left it there. And I only got my new shaver today, so I had the lovely feeling of actually being able to have a shave. But I'd have to get rid of all this bit in the middle. All that bit. Jordan Ford is coming in 2026. Welcome to Funky Monkey, the funkiest monkey in the house. Isabel, yes, there was some Ford placement with Red Bull lately. Ford CEO is very happy about it. Even Max Verstappen was in a Ford. Mark, it takes me to Sim.Doctor. Who runs Sim.Doctor? Who runs Sim.Doctor? What could that be? Kathleen Lollick went to your site. Oh, how's that happened? Right, let me get this to the race. Everyone, I've got to time it now. We are just 3 minutes away. I've left it a bit late, haven't I? MBR Kireth loses mind F1 Vegas. Ah, man. You know what? Next year I will be at F1 in Vegas. I just know I would create so much insane content. And I felt I still have so much content I shot there that I need to edit up and release. And now's really the time, to be honest. Now is really the time. Jay, 100 subs. Oh yeah, 100. We can try and get 100 today. We can try and get 100. So let me get this through to our race sim, everyone, because that's how we like to roll. But after the really annoying thing, I have to like redo it halfway through. Okay, let me save it. Let me save it. How do I do this even? Bear with me. Okay. Bolivian, would you attempt to go to every Grand Prix in a season? If I was creating content and, you know, working, then yes. I mean, lots of people go to every Grand Prix, engineers and all the media people and everything. So, you know, this season I went to 3 Formula E races with Formula E, working for them, essentially. Last year I went to 2 F1 races, working for you, creating content for you. So, yeah. Right, chat. The tyres here are the tyres in the middle of the option. The way it works these days with the tyres is that there are 5... The reality, there are 5 different compounds going from soft to hard, and Pirelli choose 3 of them for each race, and this time they've chosen 3 sort of in the middle. That makes sense. Are my grid walks on this channel? Yes, they are. Just search Kireth grid walk, you should see.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Musa, what F1 drivers have I met? Well, I've raced Lando Norris. So I've raced Lando Norris. Oh, it's a red flag. I've raced Esteban Ocon. And I've met Esteban Ocon. I've met Fernando Alonso. I've met... Oh, MBR! Gifting 5 memberships! MBR! The Lord MBR has done it again. Hang on a second. Let me just do this. Lord MBR has done it again with 5 gifted memberships. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on here. Sim, Brendan, Andrew, Dan, and Snowline, please, please, please get your claps out in chat for Lord MBR, who was just dropped. Get your MBR emoji out. Get your MBR emoji out as we're about to start the USG. Not about to start, we're about to start the formation lap, just want to be clear. That's why I'm still sort of chilling here. Still sort of chilling. Lord MBR has gifted 5 memberships to the channel. That helps me because it's effectively a donation. It gifts the memberships to these lucky beneficiaries. They get to access the exclusive members lounge in the Discord and all the emojis here. So the cars are on the grid, everyone. In Formula 1, the engineers are just doing their final checks. And pretty soon they will be asked to vacate the grid. In fact, there's only 1 engineer on each tyre now, and now the tyre wall must come off. The engineers go to the side of the grid, and the cars are about to make their way on the formation lap. And it is a bit of a shorter grid here today because the Aston Martins are starting from the pit lane. But thank you so much, Lord MBR. Really, really, really appreciate it. I mean, you just elevate these streams to another level. Really. I mean, look, he's caused absolute carnage in the chat. Absolute carnage. Kay says, Sim, he is the Lord. Yes, indeed. Right, the clock ticks. 2 p.m. local time in Austin, Texas. 8 p.m. prime time in the UK. And you all know the time where you are, presumably. And we're about to go underway. And the... I'm not sure whether the cars in the pit lane actually do a formation lap. I imagine they do. Okay. I'll just double check that. Holly's met Lando, he's so nice. Lando's very different in person than his persona can be sometimes, I think. But yeah, I've met Toto Wolff. I was going to race Toto Wolff, actually. Who else have I met? Let's go down the list. Met Daniel Ricciardo. Never met Alex Albon. Never met Lance Stroll. Oh, MBI is never distracting from the stream. It's always elevating the stream, my friend. Please don't worry about that. Gazzy, Anthony Joshua here. I'm just wishing you well. God bless you all behind you. I'm sure that's what Gasly wants to hear in his outlap. Anthony Joshua just spouting more nonsense. Thanks, AJ. 1,800 people here. Ready for the USGP. And it looks like it's going to be a 2-stop race, whichever way you go. Either you're going to go medium, hard, medium, or medium, hard, hard. So I'd be surprised to see people on the soft tyre. And will we see some drivers go for a very short stint on the medium at the beginning and then get into their hard strap? We'll see. Ryan said 100k goal. Is it a coincidence that MBR is an acronym for member? Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. Go Lando. Let me know now, by the way, who are you? Oh, MBR is gifted 10 memberships. MBR has, thank you so much, MBR, gifted 10 memberships. Chat, that is a huge donation. Oh my goodness, chat, please get your emojis out. MBR has gifted the memberships to Natasha, Angelo, Ryan, Isabel, Rob, Todd, ACPW, Mia, and Darren Nixon. Oh my word, get your thumbs up, get your MBR emoji out for Lord MBR. Just gifting 10 memberships, chat. That is absolutely huge. That is genuinely absolutely huge. Thank you so much, Lord MBR. It is. I can tell you, it's never distracting. It just it takes the stream to another level. Look at the chat now. Look at the chat. Isabel, you jumping straight in to use the Ember emoji. Now, what's going to happen here, everyone, is that your standings are going to go a little bit quicker than I can see. I'm going to let you know what I see. I'm going to let you know what I see. Okay? But so I'm seeing the cars rolling up to the grid and then we'll sync up. So it's important for me, okay? Yeah, I saw that AJ just locked himself in a dark room for 4 days. You do that at home, mate. I'm going to let you know what I see. I'm going to be a little bit behind you for a moment, but I want to call the start as I see it. As the two Williams pull up as the last cars on the grid. Green flag man walks around, 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. When they go out, we'll go racing. And yes, we go racing at Austin. It's a great start for Lando. It's a great start for Lando on the inside, and Charles Leclerc does not cut him up. It is a terrible start for Charles Leclerc. Lando Norris goes into the lead. There's a bit of a pincer movement behind. Max Verstappen is forced to the outside. Oh, almost contact with Lewis Hamilton. I think Verstappen might have gained possibly 1 position, but it's a fantastic start for Lando, who's ahead of Charles Leclerc. Then it's Carlos Sainz in P3, then Lewis Hamilton, and yes, Max Verstappen up to P5 then with Oscar Piastri in P6. But Piastri is all over Max Verstappen, and I did see a lot of cars getting very close to each other. There could be a little bit of damage. George Russell is behind the Alpine of, I believe that's Pierre Gasly. But yeah, Max Verstappen getting position already. But Lando Norris, oh my goodness, is already a second ahead of Charles Leclerc. Is Charles Leclerc, does he have an issue here? They're all on the medium tyres. But this looks very worrying for Charles Leclerc. In fact, Carlos Sainz has a go into the hairpin after to the corner. They almost make contact after the long straight. I think Charles Leclerc's in trouble here. Tell you who's not in trouble is Lord MBR gifting another 10 memberships. Another 10 memberships, everyone. Get your claps out again for Lord MBR. Oh my word. He's having a start like Lando Norris, Noah Captain, VNR, Musa, Ednaj Captain, Professor, Team Builder, Manos, Incognito, Jamie, chat, please, please, please. These are huge donations by Lord MBR. Please get your claps out there and just celebrate the incredible generosity from Lord MBR. He's gracious with his presence once again. Look at that. Huge. Thank you so much, Lord MBR. As we go over the line, I'm going to catch up now with where we are on the standings, and you can see the gap there between Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc is absolutely huge. Lando Norris has already eked out a 2-second gap. How has Lando Norris done this? How has Lando Norris done this? And why does Charles Leclerc not put him into the grass like Max Verstappen did yesterday? I'm not sure. This is going to be a very interesting race because Verstappen has to get past 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. He has to get past the previous different race winner this season, Carlos Sainz, and Charles Leclerc, and then Lando Norris at this rate. It's going to be a very interesting race. Look at the love and chat for MBR. MBR, this should be a great race, such a mix. I agree. I mean, we just knew when Max Verstappen got that track limit on turn 19 in qualifying, it opened it right up It's a bit like a team in rugby getting a player in the sin bin, as George Russell trying to go around the outside of Esteban Ocon ain't going to work. Meanwhile, but the Ferraris really could have come together there. Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc were very, very, very close to coming together. And I just wonder, why is Charles Leclerc, a driver that looked really on the pace yesterday relative to the drivers around him, I have to say, why is he not looking so good now? What is going on with that Ferrari? And will Max Verstappen buy this time? Or not? Maybe Max Verstappen won't buy this time. We will see. But this race right now is all... This is a Lando Norris story. He wants to get his first race win in Formula 1. He is overdue now. He's no longer the young rookie driver. He's still young, obviously, but he's now moderately experienced in F1. And I think he desperately wants this. MBR, thank you, Vlad. Happened to be a mod due Ukraine streams, and then some persons who Kireth and chat deserve the praise. Hope it is all better for you, MBR. That's the great thing about this community, is that we go through so many different moments together, don't we? Bebop, how does Sargent defend against Alonso? Yeah, Sargent is still defending against Alonso here. And everyone apart from Nico Hulkenberg and Lance Stroll are on the medium tyre. So everyone has gone for medium tyres. And I think some drivers might be boxing a lot earlier than others, by the way. Musa, what can you do with the membership? You get access to member-exclusive videos. So I've been posting a few recently. Posts as well. In our Discord, exclusive access to the VIP lounge. And you get loads of emojis here. Check out your emojis. Like Captain Nashnator spamming the Max emojis now. Now Charles Leclerc seems to be getting into gear a little bit, and Lewis Hamilton's all over Carlos Sainz. This is dangerous times, because if Max Verstappen can get past both of them quickly, he's going to be coming after Lando. So if you're Lando Norris, you want Max Verstappen to be behind this traffic for as long as possible. That's the reality of it. And you're probably very disappointed that Oscar Piastri was not able to keep Max Verstappen at bay. MBR says, can Piastri move forward? From what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like it. In fact, Sergio Perez is a man on the move in Sector 1. He's going to be trying to get past Gasly on the radio saying, tell Esteban not to make me lose time. So I don't know if Alpine tried to engineer a swap there and that allowed Yuki Tsunoda to also get past. Jess says, please, I need Lando to get his first win. Let us know in the comments if you're supporting Lando Norris. I've seen it in the past, the Papaya Army, but let us know if you think this is going to be the race where Lando Norris gets his first race win in Formula 1. Right now, he's the nearly man, but can he become the man in Austin? Be a great place to get your first. Only real fans know 1 minute 25. Yes, indeed. And we got a big premiere coming after this stream here. We're going to go straight from this stream into the premiere of my real world race in Spain a couple of weeks ago. Mina saying, let's go Lando. Natasha giving the chef's kiss to Max Verstappen. And I'd wonder as well, is someone in the back of that pack, maybe Guan Yu Zhou, maybe someone like an Alex Albon, going to pit really early here and precipitate a suite of pit stops? We will see. We will see. I think someone could go really early if they want to go medium, hard, and get onto the hard. VNR, what happened to Ocon? Very good point. I wonder if Ocon has some damage. I'll try and keep an eye. Right now, I'm going to look at the race start view again. So the lights went out. It was a great start from Lando, and Charles Leclerc just did not come and cut it. In fact, Charles Leclerc couldn't cut him up because Lando had such a better start, and Leclerc did actually, in hindsight, the sensible thing, which was to stay really, really wide. Max Verstappen tried to overtake Lewis Hamilton around the outside of the track like Lewis Hamilton did yesterday, but it didn't quite work. It could have been a crash between Hamilton and Max quite easily, to be honest. Wiggy says, Lando, everything the race is 56 laps. Yeah, 56 laps. We're 4 laps in. Grazia supporting McLaren. Noah's Lando as well. Lanzy's let's go Lando. Jess is a Papaya Army. Victoria hoping for Lando. Laku says, in the sprint, I will cry for joy if Lando wins. And Pranel says, hello to the F1 family. Yes, indeed. Well, Oscar Piastri, what can he do here? Can he aid Lando Norris? I feel like everyone is the rabbit in that. As Verstappen gets past Carlos Sainz. Verstappen gets past Carlos Sainz, and that is big. That is another blocker out of the way of Max Verstappen in only 4 laps. And I see a lot of people supporting Lando here, but surely the inevitable reality is going to be that Max Verstappen wins his race. He did the move into the corner after the long straight, and it was a pretty regulation move in the end, and that's the thing here. Such big DRSs. Look how close Hamilton is to Charles Leclerc there. Hamilton is really turning the screw now. What can Hamilton do? Cassez Supermax. Ude Ferrari win. Yeah, what about the Tifosi as well? Great opportunity here for Ferrari to get a good result. But Carlos Sainz has just not looked on the pace here. Yesterday, the weird choice in the sprint to go on the soft tyre. And now he's dropping back pretty quickly, although that is against Max Verstappen. Maybe he's decided to bide his time. Maybe he doesn't want to fight Max, but he thinks Max is going to try and smash his way through Hamilton and Leclerc, and he'll just get it back then. We will see. MBR, after experiencing Ferrari service, MBR, you've got to tell us about your Ferrari now. You've got to tell us about your Ferrari. We're all very interested. Wiggle says, Lando, please stop Max. Lando, this is an order. Please stop Max. We will see. Charlesberg, I hope Danny can work his way into some decent points on the race back. We will see. He's in P12 at the moment. So he's dropped back, unfortunately. We should just one question. Yeah, memberships expire after a month unless you renew them. That's gifting, donating, renewing memberships is all your personal choice. There is zero requirement to do that. Zero requirement. I want to make that super clear. It's very, very, very it makes it even more generous that people do it. Like Lord MBR. So Lando Norris, meanwhile, has got a 3.3 second gap, and he'll be hoping... Oh, Hamilton gets past Leclerc. Hamilton gets past Leclerc. I think it was round the outside. Yes, it was. On the long straight. So quite a big differential there in pace. So that unlocks Lewis Hamilton. So what can Lewis Hamilton do? He's been a driver that I've been tipping this weekend as looking particularly focused. So what can Lewis Hamilton do? Keep an eye on the gap between Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton. But don't, I'm ahead of you, mate. I'm ahead of you. Jacob, I would love to see Lando take his first win for the team. That got me into F1 with Mika Hakkinen behind the wheel. We will see. Nursing, I think Max will lead the race at lap 15. We will see. Lando Norris still the race leader. 3.2 seconds is the gap, everyone. Wow, we just broke YouTube for a second. We disconnected chat. Very nice. Rashan says, you should speak on Lewis. I just have, bro. But keep an eye on the gap between Lando Norris and Hamilton. Carrie saying Sargent win. I'm not sure about that. Esteban Ocon in the pit, so maybe it was an issue. I'm going to have a look here what was going on with Ocon. Was it a bit of contact? He had Piastri around his ass. Oh, big contact between Piastri and Ocon. And I think Ocon might have lost a little bit of his front wing, or maybe worse, his left-hand side of the floor. In fact, yes, they're going to retire the car. It's a retirement for Esteban Ocon. Oh, such a shame for Alpine. They bought all their big sponsors here. They announced their big investment round. And Esteban Ocon is not making it past lap 6, unfortunately. And I wonder if that indicates, again, some damage to Oscar Piastri's car like he had in the sprint. We'll have to see. Isabel, someone please sacrifice yourself, take Max out. Well, no one's really fought Max so far. And the gap between Lando and Hamilton is staying pretty steady. But look at Carlos Sainz coming back a little bit at Max Verstappen. Are we seeing that everyone? Carlos Sainz coming back at Max Verstappen. Bebop saying Alonso is better than Sargent. Very controversial opinion, that one. Very controversial. Vox on it. If Lando wins, I'm running down the street in my boxers. Whatever floats your boat. MBR 22 Spider. Wow. Recent plate. How is that to drive? Brendan Piastri takes out Ocon. I like it. Brendan approves. It was more a side to side. I'm not really sure who was at fault. Ocon's looking at the car now. Oh, yeah, it was big damage to the side pod and, as I suspected, the floor and left-hand side. It was actually Piastri's wheel, right-hand wheel, smashed against Ocon's left side pod of his car. Isabel, Oscar is so unlucky this weekend. We will see. Bebop says Alonso just passed Alonso. Alonso is so good he can pass himself. Hamilton just eking a little bit into the gap. I thought that was Alonso getting past Logan Sargent. Nice one, Alonso, getting past Logan Sargent there. It shows you just how bad the Aston Martins are here. I don't know if that's straight line speed or something else. carry what lap? It says at the top there. Holly, why did the Aston Martin start in the pit? They changed their car, or bits of their car, to their old parts, essentially. And that incurs a penalty because it breaks parc fermé conditions. Parc fermé means that once you go into qualifying, you can't change your car for the rest of the weekend. Basically lowers costs and makes it fairer for the smaller teams, because they would have less of an ability to have a load of spare parts with them and be able to change them. And see here, there's a bit of a Ferrari sandwich around Max Verstappen. Are we going to see some fun and games with Ferrari here? Are they going to make it very difficult for Max Verstappen? If you're Max Verstappen, you're probably very uncomfortable being in that position right now. Have a look at Max Verstappen. It is pretty dangerous. So he'll want to get a clean move done on the back straight. DRS assisted. Palak says Norris first win. My prediction right now is that Max Verstappen is going to win this race because he's only 6 seconds off the lead. And there's a massive DRS zone here. In fact, let's see round this enormous straight here at Austin. Very healthy straight. Max Verstappen is half a second behind on the way in. Is he going to be able to get this done? Max Verstappen, don't think he's going to be close enough here, so he has to wait another time. And Charles Leclerc really needs Carlos Sainz to be his wingman here and just have Carlos Sainz taking a few snipes at Max Verstappen. ACPW saying the Ferrari race pace is poor. I'm not sure it's poor. Not sure it's poor. But Carlos Sainz is coming back into this. I think Oscar Piastri and George Russell, those are the two drivers I'm really questioning why they are not kind of catching up with this pack. Although Piastri is only 3 seconds behind. So will we see a little bit of a Charles Leclerc train here? Can he keep Max Verstappen at bay? We saw the Ferraris do a really good job of defending against Max Verstappen at Monza. Remember Carlos Sainz becoming the Spanish Minister of Defence? So we'll see whether they can do something similar here. Amber says go Ferrari. Prano, it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler. Max will win. We will see. Size X, a Raging Bull would win. Lewis second. Lando third unless mechanical failure. Guan Yu Zhou meanwhile pits, and that might precipitate a lot of pit stops in that pack at the Ricardo train. Look at Yuki Tsunoda managed to get out of the Ricardo train, so I wonder if people there are going to be feeling very suspect to the undercut. And we'll see people like Kevin Magnussen pit next lap, maybe Fernando Alonso. Musa, as a Mercedes fan, I will say Norris doing great. Captain National saying go Max. Richard, ugliest bloke on the dance floor, wouldn't want Sainz to win. That's very harsh. Yes, I'm saying let's go Lewis. And Chai is keeping tabs on Alonso, who's moved up to the heady heights of P15. Very nice. What is the gap between Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton? It's basically exactly the same. What is the positions between Leclerc, Verstappen and Sainz? It's basically exactly the same. Oscar Piastri, big issue. Oscar Piastri, big issue. Has he had a mistake there? Oh no, if you're an Oscar Piastri fan, this is not good. He's had his fair share of really good results this season, but something has gone wrong for Piastri there. I wonder, was it a move from Russell on Piastri or something like that? What has happened to Oscar Piastri, everyone? What has happened to Oscar Piastri? Oh, I feel like he might have lost a front wing or something. Oscar Piastri. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm having a look here. What's the issue with Piastri? His front wing looks fine. The car looks a little bit rattly, though. The car looks a little bit rattly. But he's got the rear wing on it. He's got the front wing. I can't see any damage to the side. Oh, no, not to the side of the car either. So what is the issue with Oscar Piastri? What is going on? As Piastri just about makes it to the pits, but I'm pretty sure... Well, I don't know what can be fixed on that car. I have to be honest. So sorry to the Oscar Piastri fans. And there we go. There's all the pit stops I predicted, by the way. Magson's in, Bottas in, Albon in. And surely we'll see Stroll, Alonso... Well, one of those Aston Martins will have to go long. Because they're not going to double stack it here. No, Ocon didn't... Yeah, Ocon got some damage to the car in a crash with Piastri. And actually, I wonder if that maybe ended up having consequences to Piastri. Musa saying it's a cooling issue. So that means no wingman here for Lando Norris. And oh, Verstappen gets past Leclerc. That's huge. That's huge. Verstappen is past Leclerc. He's passed both Ferraris. And he's now... Look how quickly it's going to take Max Verstappen to catch up with Lewis Hamilton here. The gap right now is 4 seconds exactly. Let's see how long it's going to take. And let's also see who is going to pit in that in the sort of the pack at the end of the race there. Is Alonso going to pit? Stroll? What about Hulkenberg? Who is going to pit in that pack there and get out of that traffic and sort of defend against the undercut? It's a brave move by Verstappen there. One of the twisty corners in Sector 3 round the outside. So good move from Verstappen. I think he might have caught Charles Leclerc by surprise. Logan Sargent boxes. So it's Logan Sargent is one of the drivers to box. And I think that's terminal for Piastri, I have to say. That is not good for Oscar Piastri. We were looking so good. So have a look at that gap, by the way, between Verstappen and Hamilton. That is critical. That is critical. Anyone hoping for a non-Max Verstappen victory here might come undone. Has Perez... I mean, Perez having a very anonymous race here, I have to say. Very anonymous race. I'm seeing what Max Verstappen did. Went up the inside of Charles Leclerc in the big braking zone after long straight. Oh, and he pushed Charles Leclerc wide. He pushed Charles Leclerc wide. Oh, actually, and then he went round the outside because Charles Leclerc came back. I wonder, will that be a penalty for Max Verstappen? Because it's not the first time we've seen Max not give a car's width on the outside. And given that George Russell got the penalty yesterday, that I thought was very harsh, we will see. We will see. Joe saying that could be a penalty. Yeah, honestly, I think that could be a penalty for Max Verstappen. Because he went in, broke deep. It's a bit like Abu Dhabi 2019, if you remember. Max Verstappen sort of going deep and then Hamilton going off the track. That's basically what happened here. Pradel said it's not going to be a penalty. Joe, if the FA don't give blame to Verstappen, I swear I'll say it again, the FA are blind. Perez on the radio, I don't know how many times he ordered it off. He's had 5 seconds. And Perez getting told on the radio they're deleting track times from him. Is that George Russell? That might be George Russell, yeah, that Sergio Perez on the radio about. So George Russell's already picked up a penalty this weekend. And meanwhile, I just want to confirm this. Lewis Hamilton is extending the gap to Max Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton is extending the gap to Max Verstappen, and Charles Leclerc is not too far out of DRS. What's going on here with Max Verstappen? What's going on here? How is... Maybe hammer time has happened for Lewis Hamilton. Because not only is he catching Lando Norris, he's also pulling away from Max Verstappen. Was it a error there from Max Verstappen? Or maybe just... I don't know, the battle. I don't know what's going on. Put your hammers out in the chat if you think it's hammer time. Kate has got a bit of an alarmed Max Verstappen emoji there. Only 2.2 seconds now between Norris and Hamilton. Only 2.2 seconds. Yeah, Sir Lewis Hamilton with the fast lap there. We will see what that means. And when is the top pack going to start pitting? Will you see someone like Sergio Perez pit, putting George Russell under pressure? What about Pierre Gasly? Will Pierre Gasly dive into the pits, the sole remaining Alpine? Oh, look at the hammer time coming out in the chat. There we go. People saying it's hammer time. Lewis Hamilton might want to get ahead of Lando Norris. I did say yesterday, if you're Lewis Hamilton, you don't want to show your cards. You don't want to show what you've got in your pocket. And I wonder if he might have lured the Red Bulls into a false sense of security there in here. Well, you know what I'm trying to say. But here comes Lewis Hamilton. Wow, a lot of people saying hammer time in the chat. A lot of people saying hammer time in the chat. Wow. And it's close now between Lewis Hamilton and Lando Norris. Wow, Ryan's got some interesting emojis out there. Can Lewis Hamilton get under 2 seconds to Lando Norris? And what a quick time that was. Out of sort of nowhere. Did he go too quick? Did he sort of maybe show his hand too much. And the gap is 4.7 now to Max Verstappen. Keep an eye on those sector times. Those all-important sector times are really going to tell a story here, as we've already lost 2 drivers from this Grand Prix. Esteban Ocon and Oscar Piastri. Meanwhile, Logan Sargent is ahead of Max Verstappen. Ahead of Kevin Magnussen. How's that happened? Fair play, Logan Sargent. It's home GP, and he's clearly had his Weetabix because he's not in the mood to mess around, his old Logan. 1.9 seconds now between Hamilton and Lando. What does that mean? It means 9/10 until Hamilton will get the all-valuable DRS. Yes, Ocon did crash with Piastri. Vince says Lewis Hamilton time. Vorfakun. Charles catch Verstappen. Malongo, ladies and gentlemen, it's hammer time. Well, we will see. Unfortunately for Lewis Hamilton fans, the gap has now gone up 2/10. So maybe Hamilton had a bit of an error there in Sector 1. In a context where you cannot afford to have errors. We are only 15 laps into this race, everyone. We are just 15 laps into this race. I would say if you went to the bookies right now and you placed a bet, I would say Max Verstappen is still the odds-on favourite to win this race. But anything can happen. He doesn't have track position. Elizabeth Walker says Hamilton is the best. Let us know in the chat, by the way, who are you supporting? Now's your chance. Say, who are you supporting? Are you supporting Lando? Are you supporting Lewis? Are you supporting Max? What about the Tifosi? Anyone think Gasly could maybe sneak this somehow? Let's see in the chat who people are supporting. What's the vibe in the chat? Sam saying, let's go Lando. Evie just came back, landed on pole, so happy. Okay, so we got some Lando fans in the house. Got some Lando fans. This is the Lando fan club. As Hamilton again tries to turn the screw on Lando Norris. Hamilton's in here. I'm seeing a lot of Lando. Gasly. Yeah, someone is in for Gasly. Cass in for Russell. Least in for Lewis Hamilton. Sainz. Some people Sainz. Lando. Hamilton. Max also in for Gasly. Carries very steadfast in their support for Sargent. Loaf says Lando. Mayer says Charles. Simon. Lewis Hamilton has all my heart. He needs a win. Well, can Lewis Hamilton hear you? Can he feel your support? I'm seeing a lot of Hamilton in the chat, actually. I'm seeing more Hamilton than Lando. I'm seeing more Hamilton than Max. I'm just saying what I'm seeing. I'm seeing more Hamilton. Bianca Bustamante's here. Having impressed, well, all season, but also impressed yesterday in F1 Academy. Great for her profile, which is good generally. Incident between Verstappen and Leclerc reviewed, but no further investigation. Norris, I don't know what's going on at turns 8 and 9, but I'm struggling a lot with the balance. Oh, that's not good from Lando. Not good to hear from Lando there. And that means that Verstappen will not get a penalty for, inverted commas, you could say, potentially pushing Leclerc off track. That's not the way the stewards have viewed it. They viewed it as that nothing needs to be, no one needs to be penalised there. Leclerc fans in the chat. Miguel's Leclerc fan. Well, I think it's Hammer Time. I think Hammer Time's won that one. I mean, there's a lot of Lando fans as well. I see you all. I see all you Lando fans. I think it's Hamilton, Lando, then Max, and there's sort of a mix. That's what I'm seeing. I didn't see a huge amount of Max fans. I've got to be honest. Oh, Verstappen's in. Verstappen's in. Okay, Verstappen's going to force this then. Verstappen's going to force this with a hell of an undercut. Right, there's a hell of an undercut going on here by Verstappen. Okay, so are we going to see everyone else in that top 5 or so pit? And are the Ferraris going to double stack, or are they going to do it differently? And Verstappen's going to come out here in traffic. Yeah, Verstappen's going to come out. He'll have to get past Tsunoda. He's luckily got past Ricciardo on exit. We'll have to get past Tsunoda, Gasly until they pit. Wow, okay, big decision there from Max Verstappen. I thought he might go long and wait it out. But maybe Red Bull have decided that they need to force this, and they've gone early. And they box Max. Wow, before anyone else he's racing against. Okay, I see the Max fans now. I see the Max fans. So, the question is, who is going to pit now? And that might cause a lot of permutations. You know, it might affect people's strategy. Like, if Lando pits, if Hamilton pits now, but Lando doesn't, Hamilton will be doing an undercut on Lando. So, place your bets now. Who's going to pit? Lando, Hamilton, are they both going to pit? Is one going to pit? Are they going to follow each other? What happens here? Lando looks like he's pitting. Is he pitting? Yes, he does. And Hamilton is not. Hamilton stays out. Maybe big differences on strategy. Ferraris, are they going to split it? They're going to split it? Yeah, looks like Carlos Sainz is coming in. Carlos Sainz comes in. And Sergio Perez comes in as well. And meanwhile, Verstappen has already got past Yuki Tsunoda. Wow, he did that in no time whatsoever. So, Lando is pitted. Is he going to come out ahead of Gasly? Oh, just about. That's worked out well. This ain't going to work out very nicely for Carlos Sainz, unfortunately. Carlos Sainz might come out behind his hero, Fernando Alonso. Got to be careful, Carlos! Oh, I'm not sure that's worked out for Carlos Sainz. Maybe it has. Maybe it hasn't. Difficult to say. Meanwhile, Lando is now doing the undercut on Hamilton. And you'd say, is Verstappen going to undercut Hamilton here? Look at the lap times between Hamilton and the second times between Hamilton and Max Verstappen. That's where you want to be looking, chat, right now. So Max Verstappen on the fresh rubber, just on the 27.5 in the first sector. And I have to say, that's not meaningful there. That's only 0.2 quicker than Lewis Hamilton. And it's not any quicker than Charles Leclerc. So maybe Hamilton is not going to take the bait here. He's not going to take the bait because that is not undercut level pace, I have to say. As Charles Leclerc and Fernando Alonso had a real ding-dong through Sector 1. But Carlos Sainz has emerged victorious. Oh, but there we go. Look at Sector 2. Look at Sector 2. That's huge. That's almost a second quicker in Sector 2 alone. Wow. And look at Sergio Perez. Okay, the undercut is real. The undercut is real then. That's a second alone that Verstappen's made on Hamilton in Sector 2. Okay. What do you do if you Lewis Hamilton now as Pierre Gasly pits? What do you do if Hamilton... It's a 142 for Hamilton. It's a 149 for Verstappen. Verstappen's gained 2 seconds on Lewis Hamilton here. Lackey says Oscar will still win the race. Well, Oscar's decided to pit and try and cover off Verstappen. He's going for a race win. I wonder if Hamilton, they don't think that's possible. How much time for a pit stop? It's about 20 seconds here at the Circuit of the Americas. But you can see now the power of that undercut. Sergio Perez was also a driver that went for that undercut. So I just need to plug in my fan. Fan is an integral part of the streaming setup here. This homemade streaming setup. We don't have the resources that F1 have. I'll be honest. This plastic fan. Okay, so the question is, when is Hamilton going to pit? What about Charles Leclerc as well? Because do they think Verstappen's gone too early? Do they think Verstappen maybe is going to be on a 3-stop? Could Max Verstappen be on a 3-stop? But I feel like Hamilton is... If they don't pit now for a while, they're calling Red Bull's bluff here. They're calling Red Bull's bluff. Here goes Hamilton. Is he going to box? 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 No. Charles Leclerc. Is he going to box? No, not Charles Leclerc either. What about the time? What's Lando Norris going to do this lap? His first lap since being... full lap since being on the new tyres. It's a 141.3 from Lando. Wow, but look at Hamilton in the 43s. This is absolutely... This is massive. This could be a really big strategic blunder here from Mercedes. I'm not joking about that, by the way. Could be a very bad mistake from Mercedes because they are now they're losing almost 3 seconds a lap as Alonso comes in. What do we think, chat? What do we think? Isabel, I think Max might on a 3-stop. But if Max is on a 3-stop, he's gaining 3 seconds a lap pretty much. So if he's gaining 3 seconds a lap, it's only going to take him about 7 laps, and he'll have got the pit stop back. David says Mercedes is shocking when it comes to reading the race that unfolds. Offbeat Alonso flying under the radar. I'm not sure. I think that, yeah, Alonso hadn't pitted. Now Alonso's down in P16. Please let me know if you agree with your previous statement. Sai says box. 2 feet. Mercedes always worried about track position. Jess says, anyone else a Scorpio on here like me and Lando? I don't know. What we can do is we can do another nations check. We love the energy of a nations check, chat. We know what to do. Let us know where in the world you are watching from. Exclamation mark nations. I want to see now. I want to see the sea of countries. And I want to see where is the support coming from. Where are we going to have it? Kat says, stop with the drama. Just focus on the race. It's Hamilton pits. Hamilton pits. And I think he's going to have been undercut here by... Oh, Verstappen. Is he going to be undercut by Verstappen? Oh, no. Hamilton was on the radio saying he's struggling. Hamilton has lost out massively here to Max Verstappen. Deary, deary, deary me. Wow, look at all the nations coming in. Look at this. Look at this. Japan's in here, Australia, England, Birmingham, Namibia, Norway, Australia, Italy, Slovakia, Singapore. Look at this. Los Angeles, UK, Belgium, Netherlands, Scotland, Tanzania, Long Island. Oh, we've got some new countries in here. Poland. There we go. It was going to happen. It was going to happen. Whoa! Zanzibar in here as well. You love to see it. So much support from all over the world. Pranel saying hello to the South African family. Hopefully you found some stream mates from your region or your country there. As, yeah, Lewis Hamilton, I just think couldn't handle it in the fire there, to be honest. And he's had to... is he still in his 2-stop window? Maybe Hamilton's just really struggling with the tyres, I have to say. Jamaica, Togo, Serbia, Germany, Fiji's in here, Denmark. We've never had Togo before. Tonga's in here, Tonga and Togo. Hang on, Landy, you need to confirm which one. Malaysia, Romania, Korea, Lizardman from the US. Security 4 Cotter. Very nice. Hope it's all secure there. Cyprus, Brighton, Seychelles, Rwanda, Egypt, Madagascar. Wow. Some big countries in here today. We love to see it. As George Russell appears, I was thinking whether George Russell would be able to go long and maybe hold up Verstappen, but it hasn't happened. Now, chat, I'm afraid we're all about to be hit with the stark reality of this race, which is that Max Verstappen is going to overtake Lando Norris. That is the reality of this race. Unless Lando Norris can drive out of his skin here. So George Russell came in to box as well. Charles Leclerc still hasn't pitted, and neither has Daniel Ricciardo. So Daniel Ricciardo is sort of out of position at the moment. Nigeria's in here as well. Finland, Netherlands. Janko says, anyone Team Mercedes? Anyone Team Mercedes in here? But yeah, I think the Mercedes might have liked to have been able to go a little bit longer, but they've been unable to do so. Maria says, you can win. Leclerc trying to get the mic. Well, maybe Leclerc is trying to do a one-stop. You know, if Leclerc can do a one-stop, then he's not going to win it, but he might do better than Carlos Sainz. I don't know. We'll see. But the gap between Verstappen and Lando Norris is now 3 seconds. And Verstappen is just consistently catching by a few tenths in a lap. Panel, the group is growing. Yes, our community is growing, everyone. Please make sure to hit that subscribe. Tickle this subscribe button. There we go. Tickle it up. Where is it? There we go. Tickle it up. Yeah. Just goes up a little bit. We get more access to stuff. I get to go to more things and share them with you. It's the magic of that number. That number is actually magical. It makes magical things happen. And the most magical thing is that you can increase it for free. Danny Ricciardo does pit, and now I think pretty much everyone, apart from Leclerc, is pitting. In fact, Leclerc might present a little bit of traffic here for Lando Norris. Might present a little bit of traffic here for Lando Norris. But have Ferrari done some Ferrari strat? Might be Leclerc tries to make the tyres come back as Sainz did yesterday. Maybe. We'll see. What's wrong with Lewis Hamilton's car? There's nothing wrong with it. I think he's just struggling to stop the tyre degradation. Chris is watching from Guyana. Michael from Florida. If you're just hearing my message now, you've got to hit that live button to be live. Got to hit that live button. Make sure you're watching in 440p as... Oh, there's going to be a bit of a crunch here, isn't there? Because there is going to be a bit of traffic here for Lando, and that's just going to help Max Verstappen. This race is... How long will it take for Max Verstappen to lead this race, I think? Roshan says, will Hamilton crash? I don't know. What lap is it? It says at the top there. As Leclerc pits. Okay. That's good news for Lando. But the gap between Lando and Max is now under 2 seconds. It's under 2 seconds is the gap. Deary me. So Lando is going to be under real pressure here. Yeah, Charles Leclerc in the pits. Where will he come out relative to Lewis Hamilton is very interesting. Hamilton looks like he's going to get ahead. And in fact, Charles Leclerc has lost out. That can't be right. Surely Leclerc hasn't lost out to Perez. Oh my goodness me. Leclerc has clearly been lapping at a really slow pace. I mean, Lando basically made up that pit, didn't he, very quickly. So, Steve is watching for Kenya, very nice. Alonso versus Stroll. Well, Alonso, to be fair now, Alonso has really navigated his way through that path. I mean, credit to Alonso. I don't know how anyone can give a driver of the day right now to anyone else other than Fernando Alonso. The man started from the pits, and he's now in P10, and he has pitted, right? He has pitted. So, I mean, if that's right, chat, did everyone agree that Fernando Alonso is driver of the day right now? That is unbelievable. What a dog fighting his way through that pack. Meanwhile, 2.4 seconds at the front of the race. Yeah, Ricciardo pitted a couple of laps ago. Danny Ricks pitted. But Alonso is just making everyone look very stupid here, I have to say. He's dominated that whole back of the pack. In fact, he's in danger here of maybe catching Yuki Tsunoda, potentially bridging to that midfield. Isabel saying Alonso's a beast. Alonso is a beast, yes indeed. As Charles Leclerc, it gets overtaken by Sergio Perez. What's going on with Charles Leclerc? Is that an issue for Charles Leclerc there? No, I think that's just an issue maybe on the standings data. Meanwhile, the driver with the fastest lap in this race is actually Carlos Sainz. And now, can Lando keep Max at bay? Lando's dad, Adam Norris, is here. Interesting family, the Norrises. Lando's brother does sim work. Or create simulators. Some interesting stories about how they would prepare in karting. 1.5 seconds now is the gap. Only 1.5 seconds. Is Lando going to make this really difficult for Max? They do a lot of sim racing together. But Lando's, let's be honest, been living in Max's shadow. Is Lando going to make this super, super, super difficult? For Rocco, Leclerc might go for a one-stop. I mean, he's gone onto the hards, but Leclerc, we're still on the same strategy. So maybe that is his strategy on the one-stop. But I don't see it working because Lando Norris already has a pit stop ahead of Leclerc. So it's not going to work, I'm afraid. It's not going to work, in my opinion. 1.3 seconds now is the gap between Lando and Max Verstappen. Oh, how's this going to work out? I'm on board here with Lando Norris as he went into the corner just before the long straight. Oh, he locked up a little bit, did Lando? Oh, it's an error exactly when he didn't need it. And look how close Max Verstappen is now. Max Verstappen is super, super, super close. He's going to have the DRS down the back straight. This could be it for Norris's chances. Vlatka has faith in Lando, but he's going to come under siege here from the weapon that is the Red Bull F1 car. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. 1 second now is the gap. It is just 1 second. Oh, keep an eye on it. Surely he's too far back, unless he has an absolutely beastly run and full ERS deployment. Let's see. Does the gap come down? Not materially so, it seems. Lando will survive for another day. But Lando cannot make any mistakes now. This is real pressure for Lando. But the last time he was really in this position, Lando made bad decisions at Sochi. So will Lando make the right decisions now? Mahamilton getting the radio saying we can use these tyres. Norris pushing more. So maybe this is the thing about the sprint weekend. The main impact it has on the weekend is that the teams don't get a lot of practice. So they don't really run a lot of these tyres until the race. Captain saying Lando might fail under the pressure. We will see. We're about to find out. We are about to find out, everyone. We will see what happens. It's 8 tenths now. I think if Verstappen can get within about 5 tenths going onto the back straight, then surely it's game over. Unless, as I've seen a lot of people saying in the chat, Verstappen's actually on a 3-stop. But surely Verstappen will be able to convert to a 2-stop. We will see. For her saying this is stressing.
Okay, Stroll has pitted.
This is stressful. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Right, what's the gap now? It's less than a second, everyone. It's less than a second, so Max will get that DRS. And I want to just keep an eye on the pace here. Have a look at the Hamilton pace and the Sainz pace compared to Verstappen. Maybe there are other drivers here playing the long game. Because have a look at the lap times, chat. Who is in the low 41s? Well, actually, Fernando Alonso is. Fernando Alonso is really in his element now. So they've obviously gone back to the old setup on the Aston Martin, and it's really working. Can he catch Yuki Tsunoda? Well, he's faster. They're second a lap at the moment. So you'd say that within 6 or so laps, yes, Fernando Alonso might have caught Yuki Tsunoda. Really, in this stream, please do keep an eye on Fernando Alonso. I'm just going to take this opportunity just to restart this graphic here. So bear with me. I will just restart that now. Always good to do it now, halfway through. As Verstappen is still, you know, Lando Norris is not making it easy. Maybe it's just the right combination of ERS, deployment, but one bad move and it will all be over. That is the reality of racing at the front here against Max Verstappen. Okay, I should do that every time. That's a lot quicker, isn't it? Yeah, keep an eye on Fernando Alonso, everyone. Pranel saying it's a max time. Teammate Norris isn't named for cracking under pressure. Is that a sarcasm? Jay saying Danny Rick dropped him in the ranking. But keep an eye on those lap times now. Look at the lap times. Look at Lewis Hamilton and the 41.1s. Lewis Hamilton is the man on the move right now, as is Sergio Perez. And Fernando Alonso, again, takes another huge chunk out of Yuki. And Guan Yu Zhou pits. Guan Yu Zhou pits, so that will precipitate a lot of change in the back end of the grid there. A lot of change in the back end of the grid, for sure. Guan Yu Zhou pits early. Is that a 3-stopper pit? Is that a 3-stopper? Is Guan Yu Zhou going to be able to go 29 laps on the set of tyres he's put on now? I'm not sure. Mihail saying Lando won't win. Kath says Lando and Max are just sim racing now. We will see. Oh, Verstappen's ahead. Verstappen's ahead. It's happened, everyone. It's happened. It's happened. Down the back straight, I presume, unless it was around the outside afterwards. So Verstappen gets ahead. Max has got it. Max has got it. Is Lando going to try and come back quickly with the DRS?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, it was Verstappen around the outside. I wonder if there are track limits involved. I wonder if Verstappen used track limits, because to go around the outside there, you would presume that Lando would have squeezed him. I will keep an eye on that. But Verstappen's ahead. And Lando's keeping him honest now. Can Lando, this is huge, absolutely huge. Can Lando Norris stay within the DRS with the back straight? He has to have the sector 1 of his life. And this tricky sector 2 will have less downforce. He'll be washed out. Lando saying, I don't know if he went off or not, hard to see. Lando, though, have you kept within that DRS range? I think you have, son. I think you've just about done it. I think you've just about done it. Here comes Lando. Will he get some DRS, or is he just too far back? Has he got any ERS saved? I think it's too much. I think it's too much. So McLaren, I'm going to have a look here. What happened? Max Verstappen was a long way back. Oh my goodness me. Max Verstappen sent it from a different postcode. Oh, was there a gap there within the white line? It's very, very, very close whether Max Verstappen exceeded track limits or not. Very, very, very close. He might be okay. It's all about the front left. No, he's okay. He's okay. He's okay. He kept that front left on the track all the time. Really, really, really good overtake from Max Verstappen. That is a legendary overtake. I think he caught Lando basically by surprise. But how much can Lando live with this? And what about Lewis Hamilton as well? And Carlos Sainz, who's been completely anonymous in this race, he is, you know, in a pretty handy position as well here. He's in a pretty handy position. So we will see. Now, even if Max Verstappen is not on a 3-stop, even if he's on a 2-stop, because he pitted quite a bit earlier than the likes of Hamilton, and frankly, I'm amazed at how close Hamilton is to Verstappen, given that Hamilton was giving up 3 seconds a lap. Verstappen will pay for it at the end of the race. He will pay for it at the end of the race. Sam says, is it still hammer time? I'd say Lewis Hamilton is being very consistent right now. I'd say it might be hammer time. I'd say we might be, I think we might be witnessing some hammer time here.
Okay.
If you have a look at what Lewis Hamilton's doing. Meanwhile, Lance Stroll's up to P11 only because everyone else has pitted ahead of him. That's why. T says, Perez is reeling in Carlos Sainz. Yes, indeed. Forfeit says, complete trust in Hamilton. Well, Hamilton is loitering. The 7-time world champion is only 5 seconds away from the lead of this race. And he's already paid the pain in his tyres. So he's already paid for that pain, and he should benefit at the end of the race with fresher tyres he'll have put on later. Richard, can the hard tyre get into the race? Well, we'll know from Guan Yu Zhou, I believe. Guan Yu Zhou will be the person who lets us know, really. As a lot of people pit now at the back end. Meanwhile, Lando Norris, again, is within DRS. I don't think a lot of people expected Lando Norris man to hang with Max Verstappen. Great work by Lando Norris here to not let Max Verstappen get away. Francisco saying Hamilton's going to win today. Well, we will see. We will see. We've only just got halfway through this race, so, you know, what will happen? Look at Lando, how close he is, though. Lando Norris, hang on, it's just maybe some pace. We've seen really good pace in the McLaren in the latter half of this season, and maybe it's not for show. Can Lando again? He might just be outside of DRS, I'm not sure. Mia saying Hamilton catching. Hamilton, I wonder if Verstappen is just being a little bit wary of having Lando there. And Hamilton is the man on the move. Albeit the driver with the fastest lap last lap was actually, I believe, almost Lance Stroll. By the way, chat, can we get to 65k today? Chat, please. Can we get to 65k subscribers? If you're watching and you're not... Hang on. Put that one back up. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching and you are subscribed, please write in your language. Please subscribe to this channel. Because then maybe this man might be able to stream this from a race live. That's what we want to do. That's the vision. That's the vision. As now Verstappen looks like he might be eking out a little bit more of a gap. What tyres is Lando on? Lando's on the hard tyre. So is Hamilton. And Verstappen's on the mediums, chat. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Chat, Verstappen's on the mediums. Verstappen's on the mediums. That is another twist here. Oh, you guys and girl, look at this. Look at that. Oh, my word. Best chat ever. Best chat ever. And that's why, after this stream, we're premiering into a video where I show you my first ever race in real life. As a racing driver, my first ever real world race. That's what makes it possible. Moments like that. You got... Oh, my goodness. Chat, you all need to give yourself claps there because that is absolutely huge what you're doing here. We might get to that 65k. It's possible. It is possible. I'll tell you what else is possible. It's Lewis Hamilton catching this pack, and that'd be very exciting indeed. But yeah, there is a tyre differential here. So, Max Verstappen needs to go on to the hard tyre. Max needs to go on to the hard tyre. Which, you know, is a harder compound. So it stands to reason might not be as fast as the medium tyre. Did the flip mass? Yeah. By the way, you really want to watch this. You really want to watch the series I'm doing. If you want to see flipped cars rolling, people almost dying, frankly, then you want to watch the series I'm doing. Lando now has dropped off a little bit. Maybe they have a pace to manage, and he's been told, look, don't try and keep up with Verstappen now. That's just going to take our tyres out of the window. We still got this at our strategy. T saying mediums fell off hard for Hamilton. That is a very good point, actually. Thanks, Pranel. No, I think we have a few Georgians in here. A few Georgians. Bisha, what does intermediate... What does it mean in the chart? It means the gap, doesn't it? It means the gap. Oh, no. That it should mean. Interval should mean the gap. I don't know what int means there. I'm guessing that means speed. I'm guessing that column is speed. So, sorry, it's all jiggled around there. Interval is normally the gap to the leader, isn't it? No, interval is gap between the drivers. Gap is to the leader. I don't know. I made that even more confusing. Frankly, that's why I'm not on Sky Sports. Well, many reasons why I'm not on Sky Sports. All my own failings. So yeah, I think Lando dropping off a little bit here. We see Lewis Hamilton is clearly trying to manage a pace. And when you'll see my video this evening, the premiere, you'll see me trying to manage pace and consistency, and you can actually do that as a racing driver, especially when you have telemetry and feedback. It's like, just hit this pace. We think this pace is going to be good for us, and then the race is going to come to us later on. So, wow, we're going to hit some lap traffic soon in the shape of K-Mag or Logan Sargent. But yeah, the top four drivers, only 11 seconds between them, and Sergio Perez has been doing some impressive pace as well. But look at Lewis Hamilton. I think he's looking very consistent right now. 4,400 people watching. Hashtag blessed. And here comes Lewis Hamilton. What did he do this time around? Is it another 41? Is it another 41? Yeah, it's another 41.6. I think Lewis Hamilton, for all his complaints on the radio, is actually managing this. Welcome to Oscar. Contact with Ocon early on. Might have been it. Thanks to Giga McChadovich. Angelo Nisimambi saying Norris tyres gone. Blue Trans Am is keeping an eye on the gap. Keeping an eye on the gap there. Okay. How many laps we're in? It says at the top there. We have 23 laps to go. Welcome to Zero as well. Please shout out to Zimbabwe. Welcome Zimbabwe. Welcome Angola. By the way, if you're from Angola, I interviewed Angola's fastest racing driver, Rui Andrade. I spoke to him and asked him what's it like to be a racing driver in Angola. So that interview is on this channel if you want to see my interview with Africa's fastest racing driver, and very successful this season too in WEC. In fact, I've interviewed some drivers who've gone on to have very big success, like Albert Costa as well. Nice. Fawako say Leclerc is getting some times. Fawako's on Leclerc watch. Okay, the man who might be on a one-stop, right? Leclerc might be on a one-stop here. So, after all that, Leclerc is within now the pit window of Verstappen. So if Verstappen were to pit, Leclerc might come out ahead. So if Leclerc really is on the one-stop, but Leclerc's tyres are going to be shot at the end, so very difficult here. So it's going to be a lock-up for Verstappen. What am I watching here with Verstappen? I'm just watching a slow-mo of Max Verstappen. Emmanuel's rooting for Hamilton from Nigeria. Very, very, very nice. Now I'm watching an onboard of Lewis Hamilton. What's going on here? Not sure. Everything looks under control. He looks like he's... Oh, Lando pits! Lando pits! So Lando pits before Max this time. Tables have turned. So last time Max pitted and then Lando pitted to save the undercut. This time Lando undercuts Max Verstappen. Oh, and this could be an undercut. This is very tasty. This is very tasty because Max Verstappen is at danger. Oh, wow. Here we go then. It's definitely going to be a two-stop there, isn't it? It's definitely going to be a two-stop. Right? It's definitely going to be a two-stop. But Max Verstappen needs to pit now. What does this mean for Lewis Hamilton? What does this mean for Lewis Hamilton? Do some dark magic on Ferrari. I don't know how to do dark magic. Bebot says Lamau revenge. What does this mean for Lewis Hamilton? Because this is going to force Verstappen. I'm convinced. If Verstappen doesn't box here, then they've completely called McLaren's bluff. But I really reckon Verstappen is going to box here. Welcome to Namibia. I love that we have so many people watching from Africa. I've got over yesterday now. I've got over what happened yesterday. So Verstappen does pit as I predicted. That is going to unleash Lewis Hamilton, who will become leader of this race again. But what about the gap between Lando and Verstappen? Was Lando able to set some rocket sectors? 40.8, I'm not sure. It looks like these tyres take a little bit of time to switch on. Dark Twinkle, do you think there's a high chance of Lewis winning? Richard's saying too early for one stop. No, it definitely isn't. I mean, the mediums can definitely do 21 laps, right? So I don't see how it's too early for a two-stop. I think this is two-stop. So Verstappen comes out behind Leclerc. So there we go. So if Leclerc really is doing a one-stop here, then this is all for position now. So maybe have Ferrari play some 5D chess, everyone. Have Ferrari play 5D chess. Chat, I think Ferrari might have really done something interesting here. And look at Yuki Tsunoda, by the way, coming out of the pits and setting the fastest sector 3. Sargent quicker to leaders. Darko, Hamilton can finish with that tyre. No, he surely can't. Surely he can't. Oh, no. It sounded like they needed to pit a little bit early. Surely they can't. Beatti's watching from the Faroe Islands. Hello to the Faroe Islands. Hope all is nice there. Any penalties? Not that I've seen yet, actually. Not that I've seen yet. Hamilton has a lot of cards here, actually. Keep an eye on the pace difference between Hamilton. Oh my goodness me! Hamilton is lapping faster than Verstappen. And Leclerc was battling there with Verstappen. That's going to put Verstappen... Oh, Leclerc and Verstappen are really battling here. That's going to put them back into the clutch of Lando. This is really hotting up for that battle. This is bad news for Max because he could not clear Charles Leclerc. And Charles Leclerc, this is all for position. It might be for genuine position as well. If he's trying to do a one-stop. And look at Carlos Sainz on the move. They're all going to be condescending down. Is that the word? Condescending? I don't think so. You know what I mean. They're all approaching the bottleneck of Charles Leclerc. Can Charles Leclerc drive the widest Ferrari we've ever seen? No worries to Equator. ACPW saying Norris doesn't look quick on the mediums. He might be just trying to dial it in. It's possible. But for me, the pace to look out for is a Hamilton pace. And Hamilton at the moment is faster than Perez, Leclerc, Verstappen. So for me, it's all about the Hamilton pace. Don't have a heart attack. This is what we don't want that. 5 different high trails. And what's Alonso doing? Could Alonso get onto the back of this? Wouldn't that be mad? This race, okay, this is strategy. Hang on, look out. Leclerc is gapping. Leclerc is gapping Verstappen. What's happening here? Leclerc on the ancient tyres. Leclerc's got the most ancient tyres out of anyone. This is very, very, very unusual, I have to say. Very unusual. Chat, what do we think? What do we think? When will Hamilton pit? Well, the thing is, Hamilton does not need to necessarily pit as Perez pits. I'm really surprised they've done that. They might have wanted to keep Perez out there to try and hold up Leclerc. I mean, why pit Perez there? Come on. Oh, dear. Dear. Michael Backmarker's now turning 131. Yes, but look at Carlos Sainz as the fuel goes down. Carlos Sainz is really on the move. Does that show some really good pace for the Ferrari? Maybe there's good Ferrari pace here. And Lewis Hamilton still marches on. But now look at the differential here. Max Verstappen takes 0.6 out of him. And Lando was even quicker than Verstappen. This is going to be all about how difficult is it going to be for Max Verstappen to overtake Charles Leclerc here. The Hamilton pace. The thing is right now, Hamilton could go onto fresh mediums, right? He could arguably get close to going onto softs, but we saw what happened with Sainz yesterday. Lose a track position, but then come back like a raging bull. Or a silver arrow, should use the right terminology there. Fuoco saying Leclerc tyres are coming back. Well, let's see. This is very, very, very tasty now. By the way, let us know if you know what's going on. Let us know if you don't know what's going on, so we can explain in chat why this is so interesting right now. But look at that battle there. And Norris is dropping. Hamilton pits. Hamilton pits. So he's decided to do the exact thing I just said, which is he's going to go onto presumably the mediums, be a brave man to go onto softs. He's going to lose the track position, but he's going to be like, look, I'll lose track position, but I want to come back strong. And if there's a safety car, I'm going to be nicely poised. So let's see. Let's see. Hamilton is going to come out ahead of Carlos Sainz. Very important that happens. I'm fresh. That's a big move from Hamilton. That is a big move from Lewis Hamilton and the Mercedes. That's a ballsy move, that one. Just as Verstappen gets past Charles Leclerc. Wow. So, Lewis Hamilton not playing the long game, but they've decided to be really aggressive. It is definitely hammer time now. Put your hammers in the chat if you want to see hammer time for Lewis Hamilton right now. We need to see some big sectors if you want Lewis Hamilton to get up there. Kay's got the hammers out. Why did they put Norris on hards again? They just maybe thought it was a better tyre. What's Hamilton gone on to? I'm still looking here, actually. Hamilton's on, yeah, he's on the mediums. He's only 5 seconds behind Lando Norris. Lando's going to try and get past Charles Leclerc. So maybe Lando's been biding his time, but Lando does get past. We'll have to double check that and check it wasn't around the outside. So Charles Leclerc has a big issue now. Charles Leclerc has a big issue because maybe he should have pitted a little bit earlier. I don't know. It's hammer time with the chat, I can see. Chat are saying it's hammer time. Chat are saying it's hammer time. By the way, if you're loving this, you want to stay for the premiere, the video that is premiering straight after the stream, where you're going to be saying hammer time for me and cheering me on, hopefully, or booing me. Whatever you would like to do. It's all fair game. Maybe you want to support the other drivers in my race. That's completely cool as well. But it's going to be a similar sort of vibe. So Verstappen, again, ahead of Lando Norris. We've managed to get within 17 laps of the finish as George Russell pits, and Lando Norris is only really about a second away. Marie says, can Norris still win? Well, he needs to turn it up now, but look at the Sector 3 that Lando had. It's now or never for Lando Norris. It was a late move by Lando. It was a brave move, because if he'd locked it up, he would have taken out Max Verstappen. It was a really good move by Lando Norris, actually. And I've seen some very good overtakes in this race. I think everyone's driven very well from what I've seen. Meanwhile, Fernando Alonso is now in P7, and I wonder if he can go really, really, really long. So what about Lewis? It's all about the Hamilton pace now. Hamilton, it's all about, he goes faster to 1 It has to be about that Hamilton pace. Because, yeah, top 3 quite close, because it's only 7.4 seconds. So what is that going to be like? Are the tyres going to go off for Verstappen and Lando. We will see. Hamilton is the only driver up there on the medium tyre. Meanwhile, Sergio Perez just done that on the new hard tyre. So Sergio Perez really making those tyres work. I mean, look how slow the last lap was from Leclerc. Like, really slow lap from Leclerc there. Leclerc is dropping off big time. Does bring it back this time, but Lewis Hamilton surely will be... Oh, yeah, 39. Pretty much the fastest lap of the race there. So Lewis Hamilton is, yeah, taking a second a lap out of Charles Leclerc, and he's taken 7/10 out of Lando Norris. So can he get those tyres into a window and keep those tyres into a window? I can tell you, when you're racing, you feel the tyres, you feel the window. You know when you've just scrubbed them off too much and they've overheated. You need to pay and cool them down again. It's all about keeping the tyres in that window. As Lance Stroll pits goes near the back of the pack. So Charles Leclerc is still hanging around. Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton with a 26.9 Sector 1. I'm amazed how close Sector 1 is. A lot of the time, I would have thought that the difference in tyres would be huge in Sector 1, but it seems to be Sector 2 where it makes all the difference. Adeboy saying it's hammer time. Bebop is unhappy. For saying Lewis knows what he's doing. Sizer saying it's hammer time. Well, if you want to see hammer time, this is it. Because I said before the gap was 7.5 seconds to Verstappen. It's gone down. It's gone down to 7.2. And the question is, can Hamilton just ride the wave of these tyres till the end of the race? For Woco, might Ferrari wait for a yellow flag? A yellow flag won't matter. A VOC might. But it's too late now for Charles Leclerc, really. It's too late. I feel Charles Leclerc is really committed to the one stop, but I think Charles Leclerc is probably looking at Sergio Perez right now. If Charles Leclerc can finish ahead of Sergio Perez, that would be a good result. Because Perez is taking about a second a lap out of Charles Leclerc, and there's 15 laps to go. So there we go. T says, have some goddamn faith. Concertina. You were really delayed there. You need to hit that live button. Hit that live button. Make sure you're live on the stream, by the way. Verstappen's been on the radio. And Lando is still there or thereabouts. And here comes Hamilton, getting very close now. It's only 6.6. It's only 6.6. Oh. Chat, get your emojis out that are the equivalent of this. Get your equivalent of this emojis out. Because the gap between Hamilton and Verstappen is coming down significantly, and of a significant rate required to close it by the end of the race. Are we going to see a classic ending here to the 2023 USGP sponsored by EasyJet? Oh, what's happened? Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. Is that what's going to happen? T-Deb's just got a frog out in chat. If that's how you interpret it, then I'm not going to stop you. Ah, there we go. Yes. There we go. I knew there'd be one. I knew there'd be one. Look at all you people, great minds. Sanders says, adios, Hamilton. Thanks for spot. Right, here we go. Hamilton, will you get past Leclerc on the exit into turn 1? Around the outside, maybe into the S's. He won't want to be behind. He can't really overtake through the S's. Only one line. But Hamilton is still behind as Fernando Alonso pits. Bad timing for Hamilton there. He would have wanted to get ahead of Leclerc before. Surely it'll be routine now. Surely it'll be routine down the back straight. But it would have been great for Hamilton fans if he got ahead there. Because that is good. It's going to slow him down. You can see Hamilton's lost 2/10 in the first sector as he's been following Charles Leclerc, the Ferrari train. But now I'd say this is going to be pretty routine down the back straight. Because Hamilton was on a real charge and that momentum has been paused. Hamilton needs to overtake here. This is a must overtake. And it looks like Hamilton has got this done. Oh, Hamilton's been released. Hamilton's been released and the gap is 6.2 seconds now. With 14, this is going to be a combination of Can Hamilton keep the pace up? Is Verstappen's tyres going to go off? And how many laps are we going to have, chat? Do not go anywhere. Do not go anywhere. This could be a iconic finish or un-iconic finish. For the grammar particulars out there. Let me know who you're supporting like Isabel. Get your icons out. Isabel's supporting Ferrari. I want to see. Is it hammer time? Is it Max Verstappen's time? 40.2 for Verstappen. Hamilton will have had a slower lap there. He'll have had a slower lap, but it's still, he matches Verstappen even as he overtook Charles Leclerc. Yes, he would have got some DRS. So keep an eye on their sector times. This is all very, very, very exciting right now. Giga, sub to the channel, 65k. Yes, if you want your driver to win, if that number here, 65k, your driver automatically wins. That's how the universe works, right? So we oh no! Get that one back up there. Stop to yes, there we go. You had a momentary lapse of faith, but you've returned to the fold, I'm glad to say. Right, 6 seconds now between Hamilton and Max Verstappen.
Can we change tires?
Meanwhile, Fernando Alonso is only 1 place ahead of Lance Stroll. I was given the big ones earlier, but need to give massive credit to Lance Stroll as well. What is the gap saying? What is the gap saying here? Remember, Lewis Hamilton will need to get past Lando Norris. How much does Lando Norris fight that? How much? A lot of Jess Stevens is in chat saying Lando. Vermit is saying Russell's going to make a huge comeback. I don't think so. Amy Poulter saying it's hammer time. Bob saying, come on, Lando. Come on, I want to see you support everyone. Bieber saying, yes, Aston Martin. What is Verstappen going to be able to do here? To keep, maybe he's got a lot of pace in the bag. Verstappen at 40.2. Hamilton needs to be a 39. Needs to be. It's not. It's slower. It's slower from Hamilton. Maybe that overtake took his tyres out of the window. It's slower. Hamilton told on the radio the forecast is for P2, maybe the win. Hamilton told the forecast is for P2, maybe the win. There are 12 laps to go, everyone. People saying it needs to be hammer time right now. Needs to be hammer time. Ricciardo going backwards. Yeah, Ricciardo is like... He's in the trenches here. He's about to be more in the trenches. But Max Verstappen with the fastest sector 1. Maybe Max Verstappen just toying with them here. Maybe... And by the way, has this worked out for Charles Leclerc? Has the strategy actually worked for Charles Leclerc? We'll see. Will he keep Sergio Perez at bay? Chaya says 11 laps still to go. Who knows what will happen? Yes, indeed. Who knows what will happen? So much can happen here. Yeah, still 12 laps to go. My goodness me. Oh... 6.1 is the gap. If you're a Lewis Hamilton fan, you need him to be digging deep here and getting that hammer time like of old. Because at the moment, Verstappen is matching him. Remember, Hamilton's on the softer compound here. He's on the mediums. But has he overheated them? Ivar saying Max, super Max. Michael says Ricciardo Allgren, 0 win. Oh, very harsh. Gunpla saying Verstappen just playing with them. Blue Transam noting that Norris is just in the holding pattern. Maybe Norris is kind of holding and keeping his tyres till the end of the race. As Nico Hulkenberg overtook Daniel Ricciardo there. So yeah, Ricciardo is in big trouble here. Maybe he's got some sort of issue. Even Logan Sargent might overtake him. And Alex Albon is not too far of the points, to be honest. Alex Albon is not a million miles off the points. So fair play to Alex Albon. Isabel said, I think Carlos will defend for Charles. That's a very good point. Very good point. Right, the gap now is 5.8. It has started to come down a little bit. It has started to come down a little bit. But can Lando get a little bit out of the back pocket? Can Lando try and get this? Oh, who wants it? Who really wants this win? Some Polish guy saying Ricciardo's slowest driver on track. There might be an issue there. I actually think there's an issue there with Ricciardo's car. He's lost out a significant sergeant as well. So I'm a bit twice for Team Ricciardo box, unfortunately. Giga Giga said Ricciardo's an overrated F3. You are very harsh. Wow, chat, you are on fire today. 5.7 is the gap now between Hamilton and Verstappen. But Hamilton so far this lap beating out Verstappen, but not by the margins that are required. Not by the margins that are required here. Verstappen stay place at Hamilton, and Verstappen saying, please, no talking, I'm in the braking. So Verstappen, they are worried about Hamilton. They are worried. And this is a taster of what we want in Formula 1. We want the top teams to be going at it with different strategies, like Charles Leclerc has done. We want some sort of parity in the cars that lets the drivers really get tantalisingly close and have to reach deep within themselves to go to another level. That's what we want to see. 5.5 is the gap now. Are we going to see the tyres from Verstappen go off? Phil Walker says, what's Leclerc's Sector 1 lap time? Well, looks quite slow from what I can see. T-Dub saying, yeah, I agree. Ricciardo is overrated. Personality don't score points, but personality does often earn money in Formula 1. So, you know, it's not all about the points in F1. Some would say that some teams view it as a glorified marketing exercise. It's 5.4 seconds now. So, the interesting thing here, right, is that Verstappen's tyres are only slightly older than Lewis Hamilton's, albeit they are a harder compound. So only 3 laps older. But whose tyres are going to go off first? As Hamilton gets very close now to Lando. Lando's really dropped off. Maybe the hards are going to fall out of their window. What's happened to Lando Norris here? In fact, Hamilton's going to be in DRS. Is it going to be a case Hamilton might get really close here and make the move on the back straight? Maybe that is what's going to happen. I can't wait to see. And how much is Lando going to fight this? If you're Lando Norris, do you think, well, hang on, this is inevitable. Hamilton's going to get past me. So I want to see if Hamilton's going to get stuck into Verstappen, not because I'm feeling particularly charitable to my countryman, but because I think, well, there might be a massive accident and I'll win the race. So what do you do if you're Lando Norris? You decide to play some 5D chess here. What is going to be played on the chessboard? As Hamilton is not particularly close. I think Hamilton would have liked to have been closer here. Did take a lot out of Lando. So listen, the tyres have really gone for Lando. Is he going to be within a second now? Yes, I believe so. But he's going to be a long way back. He's going to be a long way back here. It'd have to be a mad send from Hamilton. A mad send. But if you sort of shape early, I've seen this corner work out in a way where people just can't defend it. He's a long way back, is Lewis Hamilton. He's a long way back. It'd have to be a big one. And it isn't going to be a big one. It isn't going to be a big one. But he's very close now. Can he do it on the home straight? And in fact, he got a lot of DRS there. In fact, Lewis Hamilton took 6/10 out of Max Verstappen in Sector 2 alone. Now, as Lance Stroll and... who's that? Yuki Tsunoda go side by side. Oh, Tsunoda defended very late against Lance Stroll. And Lance Stroll managed to overtake him around the outside. Fair play, Lance Stroll. It's a very good move, I have to say. And well deserved that you're in the points. As Ricciardo does pit, possibly to retire, unless there's... Oh no, he's coming out again. Oh, and he's coming out again ahead and Max Verstappen. Oh, this has been issues. Surely not an issue there from Sam. Oh my word, no. Don't tell me AlphaTauri have pitted Ricciardo here to cause a big mess for Lewis Hamilton and Lando Norris. Don't tell me that's happened. As Hamilton gets past Lando before the twisty Sector 1, and this is it now. This is it. But hopefully no fun and games here by Daniel Ricciardo and the greater Red Bull PLC company that operate 2 teams, even if they say they don't. We know that they do. What does AlphaTauri mean in Italian? They're rumbled. Thought their code could fool us. Right, Hamilton has dispatched Norris this time. He was able to get past 4 of the S's. And now 5.5 seconds. So, with 8 laps to go, is Lewis Hamilton going to be able to take out half a second lap on Max Verstappen? I don't think so. But anything can happen. Chat, I'm just saying. Where is Daniel Ricciardo on track right now? Because if this comes down to just a tiny bit of DRS, you know, I'm trying to look on board here. As Fernando Alonso was on the radio. But, where is that? Okay, so Daniel Ricciardo's on the back straight. Just going to let you know what happened here with the overtake on Hamilton on Lando Norris. Norris went defensive. Hamilton faked him. Oh my! Hamilton made Lando Norris look very silly there. I mean, Hamilton just even Toto shaking his head like, I can't believe Lando fell for that. Oh, there's a lady in the crowd. Goes to McLaren fan like, did you see that? Hamilton just made Lando look really stupid. Basically, is what Hamilton's like. I'm going to overtake. Lando was like, oh, I've got to defend. And Hamilton's like, nah, just get you on the exit, mate. 5G chess. Hamilton's on it here. But the gap ain't coming down. But it is now, maybe. The fastest Sector 1 from Lewis Hamilton takes another 10th. But he needs more than 10ths here. He needs more than 10ths. And where is Daniel Ricciardo out on track? From what I'm seeing, I think Ricciardo is still ahead of Verstappen. What lap times is Ricciardo doing? Look at the sector times of Ricciardo. 26.9. Yeah, I mean, Ricciardo's still there. But this will possibly give Hamilton some DRS. But the optics isn't good. The optics is not good. Darko says veteran move on Lando. Yes, a veteran move. If you want to roll with the vets, can't be making amateur mistakes like that. As Fernando Alonso pits very late. Wow. Possibly an issue. I know he was on the radio. Shame that, because Alonso was having a great race. That's going to promote Tsunoda up into the points. Lewis Hamilton again. So yeah, is he going to be able to do it? Bear with me. I just need to do something here. Bear with me. Is Lewis Hamilton going to be able to make this work? The gap is under 5 seconds. Another 3/10 taken out. As the Ferrari swap, by the way. So, Carlos Sainz, I think that was a team swap, understanding that Sainz is just on the better strategy. And hopefully Charles Leclerc was fully on board with the one-stop strategy, because otherwise you'd be like, why am I letting my teammate pass on the better strategy? And now Charles Leclerc is basically going to try and defend Sergio Perez without a wingman. So good luck, Charles Leclerc. Let's see how that goes for you. Daniel Ricciardo, yes, you are right, Blue, in chat. Daniel Ricciardo just snatched the fastest lap. So Daniel Ricciardo is in between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, but he is a lapped car. This is debatable. This is debatable. Bro, what's happening? Daniel Ricciardo, a lap car, has pitted and placed himself in between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. Has this been planned? Has this been planned is the question. Because it's got to be off-putting for Lewis Hamilton, as there are 6 laps to go, and Max Verstappen this time does the fastest Sector 1. Mia says cheating again with Red Bull and AlphaTauri. Daniel Avocado. By the way, right now, who do we think is driver of the day? Let us know your driver of the day in the chat. It could have been Alonso, but unfortunately that disaster at the end. Leclerc, why did I have to let Sainz by? Let's talk after the race. Well, it's because you're on an inferior strategy, mate. I mean, don't look like an idiot, pal. The real question for me is, why is George Russell in P7 here? Like, what's going on pace there? Track limit warning for Alex Albon as well. Track limit warning. 1 to Alonso. Alonso's retired. Darko says Hamilton driver of the day. Yeah, Bolivia's saying Lance Stroll. I think Lance Stroll might be driver of the day, everyone. I think Stroll might be driver of the day. I mean, Lewis Hamilton started P3. Site saying, I see Norris is slow now. Yeah, 1 second slower. What's going on with the Norris pace? Yeah, well, hang on a second. Keep an eye on this between Carlos Sainz and Lando. Maybe that's why Ferrari did the swap really early, because I see that potentially a podium is on here for Carlos Sainz, who's been relatively anonymous in this race, but maybe it's on. People saying Max Stroll. Sniffy says no one will vote Stroll. No, people will vote Stroll. Matt Cash has voted Stroll. Bebop Stroll was a beast. Absolutely beastly by Stroll. Yes, indeed.
Let's get back in the rhythm now.
Right, what's going on here? Look at the battle between Logan Sargent and Nico Hulkenberg, by the way. Yeah, Alonso is out, everyone. Alonso's out. And I just don't think Hamilton's going to get this done. And you see there's a massive battle now between Leclerc and Sergio Perez. I think Perez will get that done as they go over the line. Oh, I tell you what, it was 5/10 that lap. No, it wasn't. The previous lap. Hamilton is playing a little bit hot and cold there. A little bit hot and cold. It wasn't a great Sector 2 or Sector 1. I don't think Hamilton's losing time. He's just not gaining enough as he needs to. And Charles Leclerc is still able to just about hold off Sergio Perez, but that is an inevitable battle he's going to lose. 5-second time penalty for car 23. Track limit penalty for car 23. Track limit penalty for car 23. Isabel saying, OMG Carlos. Carlos Sainz gained half a second, but that ain't going to be enough. Carlos needs to gain seconds a lap. Joe Coyne saying Hamilton all the way. Marcos, not Ricciardo's fault. Don't bury him, chat. Is Daniel Ricciardo washed? Is Daniel Ricciardo washed? Is the question that a lot of people would ask, I think. Question on people's lips. Tino saying Verstappen about to hit back markers. Yeah, it could get a bit gnarly. But is Daniel Ricciardo still in that gap? I think so, because Ricciardo's still got fast up of the race. Ricciardo's fast up of the race. The Mexican way is never to give up. As Logan Sargent gets past Nico Hulkenberg. Logan Sargent, driver of the day. Anyone going to give it? Lando fell off here. Yeah, Lando fell off big time in this race. Lando was giving it the big guns early on, but he's flattered to deceive. The gap now, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness here. Chat, Hamilton just gained 1 second on Max Verstappen. Hamilton just gained 1 second on Max Verstappen. If he does that for the next 3 laps, because there are 3 laps to go. Keep an eye here on the sector times. 26.9 through sector 1 through for Max Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton does a 26.9 also. So that ain't going to cut it. But yeah, Verstappen is about to smash into Maxim. Will that give him DRS though? Will that give him DRS? People say, can Hamilton do it? If Hamilton does this, it'll be one of the races of all time. Chaos in chat. That's how we roll. So Isaac, he's saying it's hammer time again. It's a hammer time again. By the way, it's our last call. Hit that subscribe button. If you want to get us to 65k, hit that subscribe button right now if you're not subscribed. We can do it and have another big push here. It's free. I personally really appreciate it. It matters on this channel. It really matters on this channel for you to subscribe. It doesn't matter on other channels like Sky Sports and big companies, but it matters to me. It's my channel. So please, please, if you want to subscribe. But now, Hamilton, 3 seconds now. Oh, it's a big sector 2 from Hamilton. But is Verstappen going to get... Verstappen being told the gap, stop talking in the braking, man. He says to his engineer, it's really close now, 2.9. But there's only 2 laps to go. There's only 2 laps to go, everyone. This race is stressful. Who do you want to see win? Hamilton or Verstappen? Let me know in the chat right now. I just feel like Hamilton's going to run out of time here. Unless Kevin Magnussen does something weird, I feel like Hamilton's going to run out of time. But there's a second win here from Hamilton. Thank you, Duke Turkle. I appreciate you, man. Look at this. Look at you guys and girls. Absolutely. Look at this. Legendary. Everyone coming in clutch. I see you. I feel you. I feel, not literally, but I feel your support. Hannah instructs, close the gap. Go Hamilton. Here comes that traffic. But will it just give DRS to Max Verstappen? Will it give DRS to Verstappen here? From the lap cars. We will see. Surely K-Mag pulls out the way. Yes, he does. And I wonder if Verstappen got a lot of DRS there. in sector 2. It's a 40.6. But it's a 40.1 for Hamilton. It's another half a second out of him. It's gonna come down to the last lap, everyone. It's gonna come down to the last lap. And when this stream finishes, do not go anywhere. We're gonna premiere the video of my first ever race in real world. So me driving. We're gonna follow that as well. That's gonna follow immediately after this. Tsunoda pits on the last lap, weirdly. The gap is 2 seconds, 1.9. It's going to come down to the last lap. Oh my goodness, can he do it? Can he actually get this done? I tell you what. Never say never. Guan Yu Zhou's in the mix here. Never say never. Can we get an extra lap added to this race? Yeah, very random move from Tsunoda. Rolling the dice there. Can we do it? Can we get it done? If you're a Lewis Hamilton fan, I know you're biting your fingernails right now. I just feel like if Hamilton was in DRS for this last straight, I feel like he'd get this done. Never back down, never what? I just feel like we're one DRS set. And remember, the start-finish straight is at the beginning. This is the last lap, everyone. There are no more laps. Is this the last lap as Verstappen gets past Guan Yu Zhou? Surely. Oh, it looks like Verstappen got some DRS there. It looks like Verstappen got some DRS. Yes, because Verstappen got DRS on Guan Yu Zhou. Verstappen got the Guan Yu Zhou DRS there. Look at that, a 40 dead. Oh my goodness. Harvey, it sounds like you're the largest Hamilton fan. I'm not. I know I put on a bit of weight, but I'm not the largest Hamilton fan. Verstappen ain't going to back down. Come on, I want to see you now. If you're a Max Verstappen fan, celebrate in the chat. Your man just won from P6. Your man won from P6. But what about that? Lewis Hamilton. My word. Do you give driver of the day to Lewis Hamilton? Let me know. I'm going to do the poll right now, chap. I'm going to do the poll right now. This is going to be an interesting one. Right. This is going to be... I want you to vote. Really vote what you think here. The poll earlier was... Would Max Verstappen win? And congratulations, you got that right. But driver of the day. Okay. I'm going to go... Verstappen. I'm going to go Hamilton. I'm going to go... Stroll. And I'm going to go... Sargent. Okay, let me know, everyone. Let me know. Red Bull are happy. Jerry Horner is happy as well. Right, Hamilton winning the vote off the bat. Wow, 118 votes already. Anna feels for Lando. Let me know your thoughts now. Remember to tag me if you want it to come up. It comes up red for me. Just at Kireth before, and it will come up red for me if you've got a question or you've got something that you really want to say. Keegan says Hamilton driver of the day. Isabel's got the Max Verstappen ones out. By the way, I think our driver of the day has to be MBR. Lord MBR. Can I just reiterate? Lord MBR has gifted 25 memberships today. So Lord MBR, if you are watching, we really appreciate you. You are our Lawrence Stroll of the chat. Absolutely huge support. And it's just popped the stream off like crazy. Joe says Tsunoda snatched fastest lap. Maybe. Hang on a second. Did Tsunoda do some 5D chess there? Did Tsunoda double... I know Tsunoda's driver of the day. Tsunoda's doubled his points tally. Tsunoda's doubled his points tally. Guys, do you agree? Oh, look at Vlad and Natasha Musa coming up the MBRs and Kate as well. Marie says random safety car. Lewis need another lap and DRS. Yeah, one more lap without Guan Yu Zhou's DRS, and that would have been the reverse of Abu Dhabi 2019. What does this mean for me? I think it means Lewis Hamilton is not going anywhere. I think that's what that shows. Lewis Hamilton, he's not as consistent as he once was. He's not as sharp as he once was in the overtaking. That's clear. But if you give him another opportunity, I think we could see a performance like Prost. Was it Prost in 93? Was it Prost in 1993? We could see something like that. Yeah, Tsunoda doubled his points. Tsunoda doubled his points there. How crazy is that? Very, very, very nice. I like to see it.
Understood.
Yeah, absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Oh, look, all the MBRs coming out. Yeah, exactly. Look at Yuki Tsunoda there. He boxed. He got himself the. I think Yuki Tsunoda. I'm sorry, I didn't have him in the poll, but Hamilton is winning the Driver of the Day poll with 1,000 votes. It's going to Lewis Hamilton right now. Keegan saying Lewis Hamilton still got it. Wow. Yeah, Lewis 2024. Put it in your calendars. Lewis, Max, the Ferraris. George Russell's looking a bit washed. Is George Russell washed? What? Is George Russell washed? Yuki deserves Driver of the Day. I agree. I agree. Joe says, man has already won the championship. Yeah, they can't beat him. They can't beat Max Verstappen. And by the way, what an amazing stream today. Can everyone, honestly, give yourself a clap? It's been a great stream. You know, I don't feel... you've seen me, like, I've gone through a stack. By the way, look how organised I am when I come to wipe my nose. Look how organised I am. I've wiped my nose a lot today. I'm very organised. Normally I'm quite a chaotic person, but I'm very, very good. But the stream's been amazing. You guys and girls have been mad. Like, honestly, I'm gonna put my vote in here. I'm gonna put my vote. I'm gonna vote it a 10 out of 10. Actually, I'm gonna vote it a 10 out of 10 in the chat. Russell out Yuki to Mercedes. Oh, a big shout. I mean, Russell put so much pressure. By the way, Lando Norris evaporated a little bit, didn't he? It wasn't the best race from Lando. Let's be honest. And Oscar Piastri, we just won't know because of that contact with Ocon. Gazzy making a comeback. I'm not sure. Gazzy was a little bit anonymous as well, I would say. What happened to Daniel? I mean, that was such a weird... Daniel pitting and then slotting in. The optics were a bit unusual. The optics were unusual, I would say. Yeah, give yourself a big clap, everyone. Give yourself a big clap in chat. What happened to... Wait a second. Do you saying unbeatable, Max? Unbeatable. Potentially, yeah. Right, everyone. So my thing is crunching my heart. If the mods can hear me, it is time for our premiere. We will continue the chat in the premiere, everyone. We will continue the chat in the premiere. Welcome to Roy as well. Sorry, my computer is like breaking. We continue the... So we are about to go, everyone, to the premiere of my first real world race. I would personally love it if you could join us. I would personally love it if you could join us. If mods, if you don't mind, posting the link, everyone, because I can't see the chat now. The chat's just broken here, so I need to go to the stream. So if you can hit that link, everyone, we'll go there and we're going to chat there. Basically, hit this link. Hit this link. That's where I'm going to be. People are already there. People are already there, everyone. Make sure you hit this link. Hit this link. We're going to go to the premiere. I want to show you my first ever race. I'm hyped for it, chat. Please, 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 please. Come to the premiere. See my first ever race, okay? Let's do it. I'm going to end this stream and we continue to chat all the F1 feedback in the premiere. Let's go. Let's do it. I can't wait. I can't wait. Let's go, 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 go.